Welcome to beautiful Austin, Texas for the Open at Austin, presented by Lone Star Disc. The tour tackles a brand new course today in Harvey Penick. How will they fare on the first lap? You'll find out live on the Disc Golf Network. Philo, let's watch some disc golf. And the action happening early. Alden Harris, hole 15. Market 1. Shouts to Tom Odegaard for the video. Congrats to Alden Harris on the ace.
That was pretty dang cool, Ian.
That was awesome.
So tough downhill into the headwind. Man.
That is a, what is that, 435? Something like that?
Something about that, 435 down the hill, really tight line. And you saw Alden attack that with that cut swing over stable, fighting through the headwind. Takes a lot of speed, a lot of power to get down there. Yeah. That headwind is pushing, or it was earlier. If you were paying attention to the ladies earlier, man, the wind was howling down on the course. Starting.
I'm Ian Anderson. That is Philo Brathwaite. First lap around. You walk the course. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it.
Yeah, that course has got some teeth to it, man. On paper, it looks pretty soft and, scoreable, but then you get out there, especially under the conditions. We had a lot of rain last night. Some pretty big thunderstorms came rolling through. The grounds got pretty saturated. It is a golf course, so it does kind of retain water better than most, public disc golf courses. So the drainage is nice and all, but, things did get a little muddy and mucky out there, and then the wind – it was just kind of hanging around. It doesn't really, it's just now seeming to let off in the last hour or so. So the early starters had a rough go.
Early starters, one of those was Ricky Wysocki.
No doubt.
He was kind of feeling a little shaky coming into the week. Wasn't sure if he was going to play, so kind of made a decision last night that he was good to go. So they put him on the first card of the day, and let's check out the action. This is on 4.
Yep, the par 5, hole 4. Man, that was about as low as Ricky got under par on the day right there. It just so hard in the early start, That's all.
What the?
He was anticipating some wind, and things were changing. They were swirling. It was tough out there in the early going.
I don't think I've ever seen Ricky miss a putt that badly. That was wild.
Pretty uncharacteristic for Rick.
Yeah. And this is on 14, Peninsula Green, and this is brutal.
Pretty rude.
Yeah. And he just re-putts. You have the option of playing it where it went out or where your last lie was. He goes for the re-putt and a 3-putt.
Tough.
With the OB stroke, that's a 5 right there.
Didn't see much of the blue skies earlier. Now they're starting to open up. Winds are starting to die down, and some of these guys in the afternoon are going to have an advantage over the guys that started, a few hours ago. Ricky Wysocki, one of the victims of the early windy, cold conditions. Take a look at our live leaderboard. Up on top, Andrew Presnell, 5 down through 16.
Hopefully get into the house at that 5. It is 18, 17 are playing tough.
17 and 18 are nasty. They are nasty. The drive on 17 is so technical. You don't have much room. It's like one of the only wooded holes on the whole course.
Yep.
And you got to throw a dime off the tee to get in position, and then that second shot into the green is so skinny.
It's a hallway in your
house. It's basically as wide like an arm's width.
That's
about all you get. I walk through the tunnel, and you stretch your arms out, and you're nearly tapping the trees as you walk through.
There are your current conditions warmed up
considerably.
Quite a bit. And then also the wind is down a little bit. It was in the 20s earlier this morning.
Yeah, the gusts were pushing. It felt near the 30s at times. You're seeing people having a real tough time on the green, like nobody was making a putt.
Yeah. Eagle McMahon.
Hole 2. It's looking pretty good, Ian. Had the right shape.
Simon Lazada's old Crush Bro friend. Still friends, I'm sure, but
I'm sure old teammates.
Yep.
Many years.
Yeah. Kind of crazy. Simon's been, playing U.S. disc golf for over 10 years already.
Seems a lot shorter when you see it from my perspective. But seems like he's always been around.
I know, yeah. There's another guy that's always around, Paul McBeth, also on this card. Should be a really fun watch.
Simon Lizotte really dominated the ball golf style disc golf courses last season.
Talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of like Eagle. He and Eagle were both super successful on these ball golf style tracks, and let's see what they can put down today.
Freddie Meza. Talk about him, Philo.
This cat's been around for a minute. If you're from Texas, this guy's name is pretty familiar. He gets around. He's got a great game. Real chill mentality. Solid drive to start things off.
I'm going to call this one a sucker par 3. Like, if you are going for it,
You got to have the shot. You
Yeah.
don't just go for it thinking you might have it. You have to have full confidence. You've got the speed to carry down there. This crossing wind, it's blowing from their left. You can see those leaves down there at the bottom of the screen. Or excuse me, the feathers. They call them feather banners. This is tough for the righty backhand.
It just feels like the risk is not worth the reward. Let Simon think so.
Yeah, he bent it over, but see if it keeps fighting. Well, it's looking pretty good. Dude, I have not seen many people do that. Green flag, Simon Lizotte on the putting green.
Impressive.
Your 6-time world champion, Paul
Macbeth stepping up next. The forehand's a layup play, right?
You can go after it with the
think
sidearm if you've got the speed to get down there.
Okay.
That's the right airspace. A little steep, maybe. Green flag.
Staying
Circle
in
2.
bounds. Yep, there's that OB line right along the brush line there, just inside. Heimberg next to tee.
Calvin drives it into the window a little faster, but not quite enough speed to get it down there.
It's a tough shape to get 462.
It is.
Eagle was OB on the drive on 2. Now has this left for par. Shallow circle 2. Okay.
There we go.
No harm, no foul there. And here is Philo's Philosophy, brought to you by our friends at blackinkdisc.com, the premium disc golf store.
Oh boy, and after taking a walk around this on this property, man, I really feel like the second half of this course is something you got to pay a lot of attention to. Yeah, there's some danger on the front, but man, the second half, there's some stuff you really got to give full attention to. These par 3s are short, and some of them are short and technical, some are like a little longer, but man, right by the green, there's some OB that's really, really close to the basket. Got to pay attention. The finishing holes, wow. Be prepared. Know where you want to land. Have the right pace planned out. So important, especially on 18. Getting up to the green is so hard. Haven't seen much success. A bogey-free effort today is going to be huge.
Good luck.
It's going to be huge, you know, and then obviously you want to be prepared. It's a new track. Make sure you did your homework. Obviously the conditions are a little different.
There's a lot of blind holes, like little false crests and things.
Absolutely.
You really need to do your homework. Brody Smith. Nice putt. Oh, nice start for Smith.
Absolutely. Must have got down there nicely with that sidearm play.
Oh, yeah.
He's got a good one.
He does. Wow. Look at it, Freddie. This is second on the opening hole.
Healthy bid.
Wow, he was in circle 1 on hole 1, Brody Smith. Dang.
It's not impossible.
Nah.
It's just tough.
Yep.
It's there. It's just definitely requires a very specific shot shape and then a little bit of fortune with how the wind is blowing.
Heimberg, a long look at 2. On his bid will turn into a 3. Solid gallery out here for a Friday afternoon.
I was thinking the same thing, and it was similar with the ladies earlier today, and there was plenty of people out there supporting and watching, following along, and staying bundled up.
Macbeth, his long look at 2. Oof. Ceiling. He really drove that.
He tried.
Yeah, that was nice. That's the McGallery right there.
All those guys are worthy of some attention.
Truth. That is very true.
I'm sure Freddie even's got a local, fan base.
That's a great
people
point.
from the area that are out supporting and showing some love.
Speaking of, it's a good putt to start his round.
Yeah, no nerves. Steps right up, bang it in the heart.
Man, that's a card it would be easy to get some nerves on.
Absolutely. That's
Oh my
good
gosh.
for him.
Yeah.
Start off strong like that. Nice confidence building putt.
Paul, no worries. Heimberg should be the same. And Simon will drop in his. Ahead on 3, Brody Smith. Looking for a turkey. Oh, that was the action.
I got through the gap up there. There's a couple of trees. He saw him bounce through, and he should have a look.
We are going to send it on down to my man, Nate Perkins. He's with PDJ's Hayden Henry. All yours, Nate.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us here on the Disc Golf Network. I'm Nate Perkins, and I'm here with PDGA's Hayden Henry. And Hayden, we are at a brand new course here in Austin, Texas, but it seems no matter where we go, we cannot escape tough conditions when we're in the state of Texas.
Yeah, for sure the wind is definitely blowing, that Central Texas theme, I guess, but the sun is shining. Like you said, in Austin, it was just a matter of time before the Pro Tour came to this mecca of disc golf. So just exciting times to be here.
And the wind just has not let up since that morning round. And Hayden, I just got some news that some registration just went live with the PDGA. What do you have on that?
Yeah, we got Junior Worlds and M Worlds just opened up for registration this past week. So, when you look through the list of the MPO and FPO competitors out here on the Pro Tour, so many of those names have risen through the ranks through Junior Worlds and M Worlds. So it's always just exciting to see who's got next, and that's what we're going to find out soon.
All right, well, thank you for joining us here today, Hayden, and you guys stay tuned because we got to see who's going to be able to battle the wind here in Texas.
Thank you, Nate and Hayden. Simon Lazat on the tee of 2. What's the idea here with the tee shot, Philo?
Well, Simon shows you exactly where you want to put the disc. That's a lot further up than I'd seen most people get today. When the wind was pushing a little earlier, getting to that bottleneck seemed to be the sweet spot. But yeah, Simon put it in a perfect spot. He should be able to attack the green pretty comfortably.
What's he got distance-wise left, you think?
270s.
Nice.
It's not the longest par 4. It seems long off the tee because the fairway gets really skinny, but if you can kind of land in between the two guys in the red, somewhere in there, it's going to be really nice.
Freddie, oh, that's overturned.
Ooh, yeah, big time. That's going to be on 3 from the way back.
Whoa. That was pumped.
Yeah, there is a crosswind from left to right out there, so you give up the nose of the angle to the right, and it's hard to fight back.
Macbeth. Look like a controlled swing there.
Big time. You don't need to get super far on this hole. You just need to find yourself in position. It's not the longest par 4. It's pretty conservative green back there as well. It's hard to see, though, from certain parts of the fairway. You can't really see where the stakes that kind of make the shape of the green are. So it's tough, especially to be in a new tournament. Guys don't have any muscle memory to these shots yet.
Heimberg, a big tee shot. Will it find in bounds?
Wow. That's big, Ian.
Oh, my.
Big, big shot. He's up almost on top of the green level, and he should be looking right down at it.
That's a nice advantage there.
Big time advantage.
Brody Smith for the turkey start. Yeah. It's tough to stay perfect. 2 for 3. Solid start for Smith. Can he keep it going? You'll find out on the other side of this break. Back in just a few.
It's the people. It's fun.
It's being in nature.
It's the lucky shots.
It's the feeling.
It's different.
It's the challenge. It's the throws.
So come out.
Grab a disc.
Or two. And let it fly with Lone Star Disc.
This looks perfect. Off the basket. Now it's rolling. It's headed for the OB. This needs to sit. Oh my goodness. It's safe. Right on the line. She's going to have about a 30-foot putt for the win. Okay, here we go. The putt is up. Boom, it's in. Strong side with authority. What an incredible moment. Yes.
I think this golfing can improve our community in many ways. It brings people together.
That maybe some of these kids who feel a little bit lost could find something like disc golf, find friends, find people to come together and play the sport.
Encouraging people to work together, kids to know one another, love one another.
A way for these kids to have a really fun thing to do together.
I think that's what we need in the world, love one another and do life together.
What people are going to notice when they pick up the Supreme Series is superior grip, superior durability.
The inspiration of creating a new disc line for Dynamic Disc was to actually step up the quality even more.
Our friends over at Latitude 64 have to have special molds made. And this Supreme line of plastic is truly a premium plastic. It's a premium disc, and you will know it when you touch it and when you throw it, that it's as good as it gets.
The Wasp, especially the Z Wasp, it did go in the bag really early. It's great for kind of that in-between stability. I can flex it if I need to, I can throw it on hyzer. It's dependable and it holds up in the wind.
I just think the plastic is very premium.
I think it's the quality of plastic.
It's unlike any other plastic that you'll find in the industry.
It's something I can consistently trust. You're going to want to put multiple discs in your bag.
You can only say so much where they have to eventually just try it themselves and see.
Welcome back, and here is our U-Disc powered course close-up on this brand new Harvey Penick disc golf course, established right now by TD Neil Dombra and Evan Spur. Been to Austin before to play disc golf, Philo?
Not too much. No, I was over here last fall for that National Amateur Disc Golf Tour Championship.
Oh, yeah.
Had me out here doing some commentary and being a personality, hanging out.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Nice, man.
Lots of good disc golf in the area. I did get a chance to take a walk and take out, check out a bunch of different courses. And there's some good ones, man.
And you can find them all on U-Disc, the app for disc golfers. Over 14,000 courses listed. Simon, hole 2, putting for par. We're gonna hope that was his birdie bid. Heimberg, he was out of bounds.
Wow, that had a lot of action on it. Shot that I saw that he threw, his second shot looked like it had a pretty decent shape to it, but must have got a big skip.
It says he has. Oh, we just got an update. He's putting for bogey. Yes, that was his bogey putt and does convert, thankfully. They gave him 2 OBs on that one, Philo. Was that drive OB?
I didn't think so, but maybe he was inside the line of that hazard that's up there past that bunker. I don't know. It's hard to say. Didn't get the best look at it.
Yeah, it was kind of over the summit for us. Oh yeah, it looks like he was kind of in between the green and that OB line. Must have been anyway. Back to a blustery T1. Kyle Klein, Chris Dickerson, Brittany Dickerson right next to him.
At Austin, sponsored by Lone Star Disc. We appreciate you being here.
Kyle taking it down from the chase card, man.
St. Louis, Missouri.
Yeah, it's a matter of time, man.
Yeah.
Guy's got a ton of game.
LaCastro.
Got a nice, cool demeanor to him. You know, he believes in himself. Making his mama proud.
Absolutely. Still one of my favorite moments. You got a Mama Klein text. Nico LaCastro back in action. Going to the turnover.
Aggressive play there from Nico, trying to stuff it down there into the green. Had the right idea, but I think that wind just pushed him over there a little more than he'd like. Red flag for LaCastro, putting for par from circle 2.
His Lone Star teammate, Emerson Keith. Next on 1. Keith 2 inside. That's going to make not the easiest up and down, but doable.
Open champion, Chris Dickerson.
Dickerson.
Super early. That has potential of being out of bounds as well.
It really does.
Wyoming, Michigan. Sponsored by Discmania and Group
No
Equipment.
rim to work
Kyle Klein.
Klein from the Flight Factory drone. Going to the turnover, Kyle Klein. Oh, this is a shot right here from the drone. That's
going to roller. Look, he's trying to drop a roller. He's got to get going right. Look at that shot from Kyle Klein. Haven't seen that one. Oh, no, that's rude.
Nate, you saw that Nico disc come in. Did he stay OB or did something crazy happen?
Okay, Nico's disc slow rolled back in bounds. Even the spotter didn't see it. But Ian, that roller was OB almost the whole way, comes back in and just finishes out for Kyle. Unbelievable.
Oh, wow, what a shot. Almost made it work. What a roller in this wind.
I haven't seen anybody else try it.
That is brave. Macbeth on 3.
Country to beat. Does. Haven't seen many people get that close all day on hole 3.
It's a tough shape to hit perfectly. Brody. We're on the tee of 4. This is a demanding tee shot, Philo.
This is a man's par 5 right here, Ian. You got to throw some good shots to get birdie here. Seen a lot of people push this drive a little too far. If you get it over the crest of that hill, it's not a good place to be. That's perfect.
No, he's on the green. That's a golf green right there.
That, what?
Yeah.
I didn't see any white paint on that when I looked up there earlier.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't notice that.
Maybe they didn't put it on there, but it is. Yeah, it's OB.
Get out of here.
So it's like, it's 350 to the front. I think almost 450 to the backside.
Wow.
Simon on 3. Wider.
Scary putt.
Yeah, exactly. Back to Keith on 1. That's his Moonshine Justice. This is nice.
Yep, inside circle 1.
Should be good enough. Swing it over to Heimberg. Hole 3. And back to 1 for Dickerson. He was OB off the tee. Now I'll be putting for bogey from circle 1. Over to Eagle on hole 4.
He overthrew it. He's too far.
Yeah.
He went OB deep.
Yeah. That's going to make the hole extra long, too.
Yeah.
Heimberg on 3, putting for birdie. Tries up just short. Thankfully doesn't go anywhere. That's the feature card gallery. Told you about that McGallery, man. I mean, it might be the Simon Lizotte gallery too, you know? LeCastro. It's a pretty look. Look how far out it got from out of bounds.
That's incredible. Didn't want it bad enough, Ian.
You can see the idea there.
Yep.
At least Nico's laughing about it. Couple of Dickersons right there. Macbeth. Oh, no, that's Simon. Putting for birdie.
I had the right idea.
Oh, it's
it
rolling.
Didn't catch edge.
It,
Oh,
it
man.
did. I saw somebody move in the background. Klein to save par.
Deep circle 2 for Klein. Wind blown from right to left. You can see that flag.
That was a great effort.
It was. He tried to anticipate that push. Just pushed it out a little wide.
Dickerson to save bogey. Center change there.
So solid.
Yeah. Keith. Also looking at 4. Emerson's got that kind of Midwest putt where it's good in the wind.
It's great in the wind. Perfect day for that little cut putt. Early turnover out the gate. Cut through the wind.
Klein coming back for bogey. LeCastro a par. Simon coming back for par. Oh,
short again.
Is it rolling? It did sit down, and so I'm going to go on and tap that in. McMahon on 4, throwing 3 after the OB drive.
Ooh, that has potential to be out of bounds again, and that OB line on the right over there sneaks up very quickly on the backside of that hill.
Hopefully those claps were correct, and that was good. That's a birdie from Paul.
Yeah, that drive looked exceptional out of Macbeth's hand. Deep in circle 1, no problem.
Even kind of a safe putt, which we haven't seen yet.
Not
Brody
many.
also threw OB off the tee.
I think you'd rather end up short than deep, get better footing. You saw what Eagle McMahon had to deal with.
Okay. Flying hole 2, Philo, walk us through.
Yeah, so you got a pretty well shaped up hole here to deal with. Got this fairway cut out of the tall grass. You can kind of really see everything out in front of you to the bottleneck. Then those lines really start to kind of disappear. That really starts to filter in and narrow up. The wind's blowing from your left to right. Pretty stiff, so a lot of guys I'm sure have been trying to throw it at that wall that's over there on the right side and then just kind of let the wind, you know, like naturally it just kind of fades back in or whatever. But today the wind's just kind of holding them out there, so I think you're going to see guys aiming a little tighter. Distance isn't really crucial. It's more about just giving yourself a good landing zone, some good footing so that you can attack green. It's not the longest par 4 you're ever going to see. A couple of solid fairway drives actually should get you in position to make birdie.
And a live look down from our Flight Factory drone.
Nico Castro taking the skinnier line, a little bit of a force over flex. And he overcooked it into the hazard. Out of bounds.
The course giveth and the course taketh away. Emerson Keith next.
That's the appropriate shape, Ian.
Enough?
Oh,
don't climb
enough.
in like that.
He had the right shape. Man, that got stable fast.
Dickerson.
What I meant by the right shape is like that's the hyzer shape you want to throw on the hole. Maybe
Yeah.
you didn't throw it in the perfect spot, but that shot, that shape has been more successful than people trying to throw it flat.
Yeah, we saw Freddie, right? Dickerson putting a move on this one.
Very aggressive play. And every time we've seen somebody get aggressive, usually a red flag goes up around here.
This is a course manager's course. Every shot, you got to be thinking about the risk, the reward. Is it worth it?
Especially on an opening round, you know, it's in the conditions. You've seen what's happened, you know, atop the leaderboard, getting to 5 under. That's a pretty modest number for the tour these days. 5 down is kind of below average, it seems.
I was surprised that nobody's cracked 5 yet. You know, most of the field. Klein, the drive was nice. Macbeth on 4. This tee shot has been trouble.
That needs to get to skipping in a hurry. And he is out of bounds.
I've noticed there's a left to right on this tee shot.
There is a left to right, and then when they start going down towards the basket, it's straight up headwind.
But I think it's holding those hyzers out. They're
big time. Same thing on hole 2.
Oh, yeah.
It's hard to judge.
Ahead on the fairway, Brody Smith throwing his 4th.
He's still got a lot of work to do from where he's at, Ian.
One to the mouth from here, right?
He's got to get to the mouth. You don't have to play any much more aggressive than that. That's trouble.
Is he long there?
Yeah, he went past the intended alley.
This is a provisional read tee by Dickerson.
Going for the same swing.
That was better.
It's got to get left. Got to get left, and he's safe.
That is huge.
Massive shot.
Let's check a look at our birdie zone here. And we got 2 OB there. 2 in the birdie zone.
Honestly, if you just get past that little pot bunker right there in the center, and it's pretty much basically the same shot.
That's exactly what Paul did.
You know, you don't have to get super aggressive here and try to get into the bottleneck up there. It's just, it gets skinny. The wind's doing some weird things. Just kind of take what the hole's giving you, you know. It's pretty fair.
And Birdie Pro is now live on Kickstarter. I want to go grab yourself a disc golf board game. Go check it out. Tons of fun.
A little mix-up at the top. Corey Ellis now your current leader. That happened fast.
It sure did.
Blink and things change, huh?
What happened there?
Hole 18 is what it must have happened.
Yeah.
Five minutes ago, it was Prezi up top at 5.
Was. Where'd he go? Oh my gosh. Emerson Keith throwing 3.
That's going to go out of bounds.
Oh,
too fast of a disc.
OB to OB.
Yeah, it's going to be that same putt we saw Calvin snag a few moments ago. Just inside, maybe just right around the circle.
Andrew Presnell finished 4 over on the last 2, Philo. Oh, this course does not finish nice.
It does not. That's what I was saying. You got to give 17, 18 your full attention.
McMahon, his 3rd got here, throwing 4.
There's a chance to save par. He's got to thread the needle. You can see the line. Ooh, hits the base of the tree, big flare. That keeps him in the middle. That's a bonus.
That's true.
That could have gone a lot of different ways for Eagle.
Klein, back on 2.
I think that hit the brakes right on time.
Sure did. Macbeth on 4. He saw the OB drive throwing 3. That is smoted.
Yeah, it is, man. I think if that gets a skip right about now, that should be perfect.
Oh, my.
Haven't seen many people get to there all day, Ian. I watched a bunch of guys come through, and you know, man, that was not a place many people were throwing from.
LeCastro. Throwing 3 after his OB drive, and
well done.
A great recovery shot. McMahon. A long look at par.
Able to scoot through. Right inside.
Eagle will go on and drop in bogey. Back to 2 for Dickerson.
This is his first shot.
Ooh. Okay.
Nice recovery from Dickerson.
Nate, do you know why Chris Dickerson threw a provisional there, just in case he couldn't find it? Or what was the play there?
No, I believe it's because he wasn't sure if he actually crossed back in bounds, because he did start it off on a little bit of ante out over that OB.
Ah, gotcha. Thanks, Nate. Swing it ahead to Brody Smith. And as you mentioned, Philo, long of the gap.
Yeah, he's in Barney over there on the right side. Obviously all the space left and center.
His 5th.
That was pretty nice to get out of that jungle.
These ultimate guys have these little trick shots in the bag.
A lot of touch, Brody has.
A lot of touch.
A lot of angles.
This is Heinberg's 2nd shot.
That's even better. That's amazing. Haven't seen anybody in that neighborhood all day.
Wow.
And he's got a good look at birdie.
There's Keith grabbing his 2nd OB shot of the hole. We'll have this putt for 5. No banded putt there. Maybe a tourniquet putt on the way back. Klein. It's a birdie look. Shallow circle 2.
Yeah, looked left the whole way in.
Yeah. But a par, not bad.
I think most of the fellows would love to birdie this hole. It's really one of the softer par 4s out here on the track.
Yeah, really not much in the way.
Yeah, this one in 16, I think those are the two, pretty scoreable, pretty stress-free. Plenty of space to land a safe shot, and should be a relatively routine up and down.
Yeah, 13th most difficult hole in the course. Not hard. For these guys, anyway. Keith, now for double.
Solid tourniquet putt there from Emerson Keith. Things are really about to go sideways. Shakes his head as he walks off. Knows he's dropped a couple of strokes to the field at least. Chris Dickerson. Sends that home, saves his par after the OB stroke off the tee.
Not bad.
Yeah, the best you can do in those circumstances, right?
Truth. Klein for par. Simon, hole 4. That is a good one.
It's another great looking shot.
Oh my.
Perfect.
Brody Smith now on the tee of 5.
That just hazarded him.
The OB.
Yep, yellow's the hazard.
Man, that's another one of the sucker par 3s out. 482, surrounded by OB.
Lots of OB. I mean, if you're going to miss, you want to miss short and left, but that's still 460 feet.
Yeah. Macbeth going over the top on 4. Okay.
That worked. Right inside circle 1 for Macbeth.
What a shot.
Hadn't seen many people try that all day.
I love the creativity. Now McMahon on 5.
See the wind playing with it. That's a good spot right there, Ian. That should be a green flag. Should be. Yep.
Oh, there we go.
That's
nice.
the place to go for.
Back to Heimberg. His 3rd into the green, hopefully.
Burned it over too much.
Got a little skitter, but
yeah, that was way early.
Still fairway, yeah.
Yeah.
Back to your feature card and Nico LaCastro, tee of 3.
Splits the double Mando. Looking for the skip. Well done from Nico LaCastro.
Wow.
Haven't seen anybody get pin high all afternoon. Well done.
Dickerson.
A few hours ago, there was nobody wearing a t-shirt.
Sun finally came out and warmed things up a little bit.
Check that. I saw one spectator wearing a polo shirt.
Yeah.
And shorts.
What?
It's like, is this person crazy or what? Are you from Minnesota?
One of the two. Maybe both. That was just never got edge.
That wasn't the best effort there from Dickerson. Burned it over and never got it high enough to catch a glide.
Mm-hmm. Kyle Klein.
That's pretty sharp, Ian.
Looked a little early, but oh, what a kick.
What?
What a kick off that tree.
That was incredible. Anti-skip kick tree.
Got the chef's kiss
Tree
off the
love.
tree there.
Into circle 1 for Kyle Klein.
Doesn't even know how good it is right now.
He thinks he's 70 feet away.
Emerson Keith needs to get it going. He is 3 over through 2.
It's a great opportunity, this hole here, especially with what's coming up ahead. Solid rip from Emerson. Does it drop in time?
Oh.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
What a shot.
Go, Emerson.
Nice way to bounce back.
Absolutely.
Lazat throwing 3. A par 5 fourth. Got a birdie from here, right, Philo?
You'd like to think so. You'd like to have a little straighter of a shot. He's going to have to put a little bit of flex on this, but shouldn't be too much for Simon. Not quite enough, but bust through. That's a putt. Just outside the bullseye in between circles.
And Simon loves golf courses thanks to our friends at Statmando. Has the highest birdie rate on tour.
That's a bunch of them, nearly 50%.
On golf, yeah. This is on golf courses is the qualifier there. Yeah, that's solid.
Yeah. I think most golfers would like to birdie 50% of all the holes they see.
It would be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah, you know you're going to be in the mix if you're getting half the holes. Doesn't matter where you play.
Heimberg with a long look at birdie.
It's all good. Pars are good on this hole.
Yep. Eagle for birdie. He saw the drive. Ahead on hole 5.
Glazes off the chains. There is out of bounds. You see that stake. That brush line is the out of bounds line. It didn't catch an edge and roll. Beth, heavy chain out left side.
Klein for birdie. And Dickerson did lay up in the meantime. Oh my goodness. That was dancing in there.
It was.
Almost got blown out, but settles for a birdie. Look, you see how close Emerson Keith was? Wow.
Awesome shot.
And is Nico even closer?
I think he is. Yeah, there should be 2 more discs on the ground, right? Emerson, we just saw Kyle knock his in.
Yeah.
I heard Dickerson laid up, so that other one's Nico.
Impressive stuff.
Telling you, man. I was out there watching these guys, watching the earlier starters, and the conditions have drastically changed, man. Nobody was getting even near circle 1 on this hole, and if they were on the right side of the target, putting at this death putt with the tailwind that was blowing 20 miles an hour, and nobody wanted anything to do with it. Now these guys are peeling off layers, and things are warming up.
Simon ahead on 4.
Excellent birdie.
That's a really nice get. We're going to take a quick break on the Disc Golf Network. Back to the action in just a few.
A lot of people say that Ed was the father of disc golf. Well, that's true. He did invent the basket. But Ed did another wonderful thing, probably his major accomplishment, was being the first person to realize that we had a sport on our hands, not just a toy.
In 1976, Steady Ed Hendrick founded the Professional Disc Golf Association with a dream of turning a flying plastic toy into a global sport. Since then, the PDGA, members, players, event directors, and volunteers have worked to realize that dream. From the very first baskets to courses around the world. And yet, it's only the beginning. We're looking to the horizon with even bigger dreams for tomorrow.
Okay, this is Charger. I heard a lot of good things about the disc. Let's see if they're true, what they say. That was my actual first shot with that disc ever. So I have to say, works pretty okay. So just go now and get yourself one charger. They are amazing.
Disc golf keeps growing. At the Power Disc Golf Academy, we believe in adding power to the player to level up their game. That's why Paul Ulibarri, a top 50 ranked player, is taking the past 18 years of teaching disc golf and boiling it down into lessons across every subject. From driving, to putting, to drills, to practice, to mental game, and much more, all to give you the power to grow as a player. Grow your game with the Power Disc Golf Academy.
Go long! Whoa.
Hey, over here.
Hello, we're Kenna. We're a Dutch growing company. We love plants and we want to tell you some cool things about them. Just like humans, plants can communicate. They can sense when another plant is close. Plants look out for each other too. They warn neighbors about nearby threats by secreting substances. And studies have shown that plants love a good tune. We love and understand plants. Let our passion excite you too.
What makes the Halal Guys so deliciously different? You might have heard of our famously long cart lines that NYC fans happily stand in. Today, with over 100 plus restaurants across the globe, we are your place to experience authentic American halal. Enjoy our delicious falafel, Euro sandwich, platters, and sides topped with our famously flavorful white and hot sauces. Order online today and taste how we make different so delicious. The Halal Guys, bringing something deliciously different to the table.
Hamas needs to get something going. And in, Adam Hamas! Hole in one! Incredible!
What do you think so far, Philo?
What up, my boy Mason? So stoked for Mason, man.
How do you know him?
Well, many moons ago, I gave the young man a lesson. He hit me up and said, "Hey, Philo, let me hang out with you for a little bit and learn a few things." And sure enough, man, we got together and kept in touch over the years. And every once in a while, he'll let me know how things are going for him. But
that's awesome, man.
Awesome young man, man. He and his father came out and we had a good time. It's actually a really funny story. I don't know if I should even tell this, man. I did the lesson with the guy.
Uh-huh.
They paid me.
Uh-huh.
We went to lunch and then I got hustled for the money that they paid me.
Playing disc golf or something else?
No, not disc
Pool?
golf. Something else,
Something
man.
else.
I don't even want to say what it is. I'm so embarrassed, man. But that really happened.
Love it. Macbeth.
Easy come, easy go, right?
There you go, man. It's a birdie look on 5 after a great drive and does not capitalize, unfortunately.
I guess when you gamble for a living, you know, you just kind of can't help yourself sometimes.
I guess as a pro disc golfer, that's actually what you're doing, isn't it?
It kind of feels like you're a Texas Hold'em player some weeks, you know?
You know, I never really thought about it like that, but it's accurate.
It feels like that, or it used to feel like that for a long time. Yeah, just
there's less guaranteed money coming your way in the way of
no
sponsorships and
guaranteed
whatnot.
money for many years for a lot of players.
Heimberg, an exceptional drive, looking at 2.
Vinny buckets.
Back to even on the day. Back to 4 we go. Dickerson.
Saw him end up OB in the picture-in-picture. Had the right idea, just not enough speed to carry the green. I can't believe I missed that little detail earlier when I was out there walking around. I was kind of down on the path, so I didn't see the level of the green. But didn't realize how difficult of a tee shot that was.
It is one of the more tough ones out here. And has really big implications for the rest of the hole as well.
Oh my gosh, man! You go B now, like you're bringing double bogey into play in a hurry, especially if you can't get lined up with this shot.
Yes, he has to go pure hyzer, right?
Yeah, there's no throwing it flat. Really, the angle into the green's the most important thing. The distance is kind of like almost irrelevant. There's not much of a difference in gaps side to side as far as the depth of the hole. But when you start widening the hole, let's say you end up really short on the low left side, then it's like a really strong button hook kind of dog leg feeling getting in there. If you push it too wide to the right, then you have the look Simon Lizotte has, and you're trying to flex something in there. You know, you kind of want to really set yourself up for a natural hyzer, especially for the righty backhand player. It just takes a lot of the stress out of it, but again, it's blind. You can't see it. None of these guys really have a ton of experience out here. This is a new course for everybody, so just kind of taking your best guess and trying to get to a spot. That's a tough way to play.
Yes. Keith taking a look around the corner. Is he far enough to throw a full distance shot?
He's going to want to put a pretty good pop on this from where he's at. It's still a nice 375, 400 carry. It's not, you know, full distance, but again, the placement is, angle is more important than the distance.
A little bit of a downhill run up. What does that typically do, Philo?
Well, it depends on what shape you're trying to throw. If you're trying to go hyzer running down the hill, you're going to have to kick your hips up a little bit more in the front because it's going to make you want to throw down or more level. So it's really like a mind thing where you're tricking your body to alter the angle of attack with your hips, even though your legs are driving you downwards. That shouldn't hurt Emerson.
See the Dickerson disc right there as well. Klein. Klein second, skirting that tree line. Thoughts, sir? Early?
Yeah, way early.
And miss right on that shot, right? Because
yeah, a little more right would be favorable, you know, and still make something happen.
Brody Smith on the tee of 7.
Green flag for Brody Smith.
And wasting 0 time, McMahon. Maybe slightly on tilt.
Face looks a little frustrated.
Yeah, just 2 over. But again, when you're Eagle McMahon, that play feels like about 10. Heimberg.
Against the crossing wind from left to right, taking the high route. That's a bit short.
How much does he have left?
50.
Okay.
60, maybe more.
LeCastro. The tee shot was.
I didn't want to say it while it was in the air, but that looked well early out the hand for LeCastro.
Same mistake as Klein there. And
I understand what they're going for, but, you know, it's a tall order.
Simon on 6.
Almost pin high.
Looking down at 4's fairway. The mouth into the green about center screen.
Well, we did see some guys landing a little short, like Paul Macbeth, and taking the up and over route. That is available. The wind is kind of helping as far as the direction of the disc if you're the righty player.
Kind of reminds me of I-5 at De La.
Exactly.
You know, where some people pitch up short and then pitch over versus.
Good call, Ian.
Thanks, man.
You've seen a lot of that.
Yeah. Definitely a lot of De La. Steve Rico was always my guy.
I was just thinking.
Were you really?
Yeah, that's the first name that popped into my head. I played tons of practice rounds with Steve-O out there.
Uh-huh.
That was always just play a little. Throws magnet out there to the right and Firebird up and over the top.
Mm-hmm. That did not flip enough. Stayed on the edge at least?
It did.
Yeah. Dickerson next. His fourth. The OB drive. Still a chance for the par, but it's...
It is. He's got just around 300 feet to go. It's a very technical 300 feet.
So he's going mid-range.
If it got past that tree, got a chance.
I'm not seeing a skidder here on the catch cam, unfortunately. Must have caught one. Lizotte. Hole 6.
Yep.
So he's pin high quite a bit right.
And that's about all you could do.
Yeah.
Very, very guarded green.
They did such a great job using the woods for all these greens.
Yeah, they did.
Not all of them.
I like the mix of open to wooded they have here. It's a nice little blend.
Mm-hmm.
Really taking advantage of the whole property.
Swing it over to Heimberg on 6. You saw the drive. Here's the putt, as called by Philo, right around 50 feet. Ah. Macbeth. This is a birdie look.
Man, that looked left. As soon as he left his hand, he knew it too.
He did. I was just hoping for a good
heavy
catch.
chain,
Yeah.
yep. And heavy chains gobble up that speed. Castro with his third. Little off fairway on the left side.
Is he looking up or is he looking for a skip shot?
Yeah, I didn't think he had much. That's about all he had. Get back into the fairway.
Hey.
Get up and down for his par.
Take your out of position medicine.
That was smart.
Yeah,
He didn't try to force the issue there and go popping off a tree back into the woods. And you're looking to make bogey. That's just the wrong direction on a day like today.
Mm-hmm.
Pars are paying premium.
I mean, look at the leader right now, Philo. 3 down.
Yeah, it's been playing super tough.
Klein, similar position to Nico, similar throw.
They sent us the flyovers, man, and watching it, that style of, wow, this course looks super attackable, and then you get out here and things are different. Mother Nature gets factored in.
Heimberg on 7. Inbounds.
Yeah, he's a long ways from the target.
Yep, not especially close. Live look down at Ford's fairway again. Gather around the mouth into the alley to the green. Klein, just inside. He's looking for the up and down par now.
Soft bid, perhaps.
Ooh.
Nicely done there from Kyle. Slides just past the bullseye on the backside.
Nice touch on that forehand approach. From a discmaniac to a former discmaniac, Simon Lizotte.
Smooth swing there from Simon Lizotte. Ends up right on circle's edge.
Back to Dickerson. His 5th should salvage bogey. Which after an OB drive, you know, that's probably the best.
Probably,
you're gonna
yeah,
do.
especially on this hole. There's just no room for error after you make a OB throw off the tee. If you're going to make par, you got to really put yourself perfectly in position and thread the needle.
Macbeth, tee of 7.
Yeah, it looks better. Hair short for Macbeth. Surprising. This is not the longest par 3, but it is dangerous. You see all those hazard bunkers right there left of target. Definitely comes into play.
LeCastro back on 4.
Ooh, a little bit hot for LeCastro coming into the green.
Heimberg ahead on 7. As you can see, just a polka dots of hazard bunkers by the green. Calvin will drop that in. Back to 4 for Keith.
Get some. Ooh.
Oh my.
Buzz in the tower, Emerson Keith.
We didn't go too far past. Back to 7, Simon Lizotte.
Can't buy one today, can he, Ian? Putts are not dropping for Mr. Lizotte here in the early goings.
That was a birdie putt. He will drop in par from there. And back to the green of 4. Castro coming back for par after the approach went long.
Crawls out the backside. Little smidgy on the weak side, but it had a chance to drop. Unfortunately, bogey coming for LeCastro.
Seems like he's cleaning up the putt time, though. He's putting faster.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure he's well aware of the tendency.
Keith.
Emerson Keith slides one in.
Dickerson. Clean up the bogey. Father, when you watch these flyovers, what'd you think the hot score would be out here?
Before the weather, I was thinking 9, 10, maybe. And I was looking at the scorecard and looking at the flyover and checking out what par is. I'm thinking, man, somebody's going to come out here and fillet this place and shoot 50, you know, 49.
This is hard to stay perfect on all of them. You know, people are getting birdies, but they're giving them right back. Burr with a birdie look. This is Macbeth. Whew. Now Burr.
Nothing doing there for Gannon.
And Burr was in the lead until Vino Meketa.
Eagle on 16. Reachable par 4 for the big arms.
Did he throw it in?
Got to carry a massive OB swath right in front of the bucket.
38-foot putt.
Beautiful.
Dang.
Beautiful.
Vino.
The Finn showing him how to do it.
Look at that card. If he can keep it clean through 17 and 18.
Not many have so far today, Ian.
Nope.
Not many have.
Heimberg on 8.
My boy Mason did.
He did?
Yep, he's in the clubhouse with a 3. Solid play for my buddy.
Heimberg a little high, catching some limbs up there, coming up well short. Lizotte on the same.
This is a gotta get birdie right here, man. Beautiful anticipation there from Simon Lizotte. Bleeds that overstable out. Perfect.
Count that one. Burr. Hole 13.
Yeah, the wind should be helping Gannon in this sidearm attempt here. Perfect timing on that wind drop.
Oh,
right
yeah.
outside the bullseye for Gannon Burr.
That should get him a stroke closer to the lead. Macbeth on 8. Is it going to bend enough? No.
Getting stable and moving the wrong direction for Macbeth, and this is another lengthy putt. It is not a bounds line.
I don't think there is on 8.
That's right.
Yeah, nothing on 8.
You're right. You're right.
Klein back on 5. I love this kid's swing, man.
So pure.
Isn't it?
Smooth, clean. Get one more.
Maybe.
Just clean enough, huh?
What a checkup.
All right, when you start giving the man praise, it
Yeah,
makes your
I
heart
know,
rate jump up in your chest a bit. Clean living there for Kyle Klein.
Long birdie look coming up. Keith.
Layup swing from Keith.
I was wondering, this is a 482.
Yeah.
That's a lot to ask out of beforehand.
That's a massive sidearm. I don't even think Anthony Barella's got that. Maybe he does.
Maybe. Man, I don't know.
Saw it
Heimberg.
in Vegas.
Yeah. Long birdie look for Vinny.
Get some.
Ooh.
Scared to change that time.
Yes, he did. Back to 5, LeCastro.
Didn't get the force over enough for Nico. Hopefully he didn't end up in one of those pop bunkers, and he did. Hazard yellow for Nico LeCastro.
Looking like back-to-back bogeys from Nico after he carded his first birdie of the day. Macbeth, the long putt.
Wow. Anything but in for Macbeth. Beautiful shape, beautiful pace.
Yeah, I thought he had it there.
Me too.
Little gust there at the end, maybe.
Just didn't drop fast enough.
Dickerson, back on 5.
I love the window Chris Dickerson threw that.
Oh, man.
Perfectly into the slot.
He's just sitting at the edge of circle with a birdie look on a very tough hole 5.
I like the way that he planned for that disc to finish a little left too. I think that's the smarter, safer play. Just takes those hazard bunkers on the right side out of the picture. Got a nice little uphill putt. It's an elevated basket. A little bit of headwind.
We're watching Chris Dickerson walk down the fairway. Nate, how's it feeling out there? It looks like it's warmed up quite a bit. We're seeing a lot of T-shirts out there.
Yeah, it's definitely warmed up a bit, and it seems to have up, and I'm looking at the wind radar. Supposed to just stopping and dropping. Hopefully we start to see this thing as well.
Yeah, that'd be nice to see. Less wind, more big putts. I'm always a fan of that. I'm sure the players are as well. Heimberg coming back. Par look.
Too much wind.
That is a bird doggy for Calvin Heimberg. Back to Emerson Keith. Emerson going to the Copperhead.
A little more of a rollout than he would have liked. Had the right idea, inches from basing it and going nowhere.
Yeah. A little bit of work left on the par putt.
Yeah, a little tester for Emerson.
Keith good for those.
It would be a tailwind putt on that side of the basket, so it shouldn't stress him out too much.
Not true. LeCastro in the hazard to save 3. Oh, before that though, Simon. That's a birdie tap in for Lazat. All right, now back to LeCastro. Oh, he is a ways out.
Yeah, well short. Yeah, you could see why he was a bit frustrated. That's definitely not the place to miss. Early left bunker, didn't even get to the surface of the green. That was a big misfire. Yeah, just try to recover now, bud.
Yep.
That's all you can do. Klein, inches from the out of bounds. Wants nothing to do with this one. Just going to chuck it up to the bullseye and walk out of here with a par.
Yep. Dickerson. A birdie look. Looks like he's circle 2.
Really got to earn that birdie here, man. They gave you all the obstacles and difficulties, right? And super long drive, very protected green, elevated basket with a bunch of wind blowing and swirling around. I mean, it's just got all the things. This man right here, some of the best putting touch in the game. I like the idea.
Yeah.
It's a smart and safe way to be aggressive at the chains. Take notes, kids. Take notes.
I just took a scroll down UDisc. There are 3 clean scorecards in the field. You got Burr, Proctor, and Aderhold. That is it.
It's been a tough day.
Keith for par.
No. Didn't see that coming.
Klein, his par. LeCastro, a bogey. Followed by a Dickerson par and a Keith bogey. Speaking of Gannon Burr, here is a birdie putt on 13.
Not much of a putt, more of a formality from that range for Gannon Burr. Well thrown tee shot, deep in circle 1, just outside the bullseye. He is gaining ground on Vino Macula. The Finnish superstar has been doing it for years. Getting his chance to spend some time in the States for a little more time, hopefully this year around.
Yeah, I'd love to see that.
Be great.
Una Heinonen down there as well. Oh, a quick break on the network while they make their way to the next hole. Back in just a few.
Why disc golf? It's the people. It's fun.
It's the lucky shots. It's the feeling.
So come out.
Grab a disc.
Or 2, and let it fly with Lone Star Disc.
Hey, Jonathan, catch. Huh?
Jonathan, we're getting an anomalous critical failure on your suit. Could you please confirm status?
Sorry, man.
Are you sick and tired of browsing through countless online stores for your disc golf equipment only to come up empty-handed? Look no farther. At 1010 Discs, we have a vast selection with pictures of each disc so you can find the exact one you need. We offer a wide variety of top quality brands at affordable prices, including discs, bags, accessories, and much more.
It's always so exciting when we get new plastics of the Passion, but I always end up falling back on the stock ones. And I like to say its closest counterpart is the Buzz. I think my absolute favorite way to throw it is dead straight and just watch the beauty of a straight flight. They've become a staple in the Discraft lineup and also in people's bags, and to know that people everywhere are enjoying the Passion as much as I am. That's just really exciting for me.
Kyle Klein, T of 6. Welcome back, Kyle Klein on the T of 6. Six looking tough, Philo.
I was about to say it, man. You are like in my head today, dude. Get out of here. Stop it.
That's what
I
they
was
pay me
just
for,
looking at the hole, like, man, for 316 feet.
Yeah.
22% fairway hits.
Really?
0% parked. 2% circle one in regulation. This is playing tough. Guys have just not been able to figure it out here at hole 6.
I believe I saw it was either Ezra or Birdie try a forehand roller on this one, and it kind of worked, but still, tough shape.
High spiking hyzer from Emerson Keith against the crossing wind. There we go. That's in the neighborhood of a putt.
That's circle one's edge.
There we go.
Okay.
That'll bump the stats up just a smidgen for circle 2.
Castro.
Wow. Nowhere to be seen. Can't believe this hole's playing over par today.
It's even over par?
Yeah.
Not even just a tough birdie. People are bogeying this thing.
Yep. Yep, 4% of the field able to find 2 here at hole 6. Everybody else struggling.
Simon Lizotte from the drop zone.
Wow, I saw that in the picture-in-picture and I thought it was just OB. Didn't realize he'd missed the mandatory as well. Flair skips off to the left side of circle 1 for Simon Lizotte.
Burr.
This is tricky tee shot, Ian. Trying to wave that thing back in.
It's kind of a narrow strip where you can have it land and stay in bounds.
On the right side, yes. You don't want to challenge the left of that target at all.
Dickerson. The approach on 6 is great. Kyle Klein still on the fairway. That should work for 3. Paul Macbeth with a birdie look and a chain out. Burr. There's smart golf from the youngster.
Absolutely.
Wanted nothing to do with that one. We saw what happened to Ricky earlier today, right?
No doubt.
Like Castro on 6. That's annoying, I'm sure.
It's beyond annoying. It's infuriating. Nico's doing his best to hold it down. He knows that's a mistake you can't have.
Heimberg. Hole 9. Putting for par. Oh, excuse me, you just was wrong there. That was for birdie. Keith for 2, just outside the circle.
Best drive I've seen on hole 6 in hours, and unfortunately Emerson Keith unable to capitalize. Putts are not going in today for the fellows, Ian. It's been very difficult around this property to get a disc in the basket from 35, 40 feet.
It's tough to find your rhythm from that range when every putt's a different wind, right? Castro to save the 3.
Centimeters from being in, and there it is, Ian. That's what those putts will do to you, those little mistakes. They just start piling on and piling on. Next thing you know, it's death by 1,000 paper cuts. You know, you're out here bleeding out.
Klein gets home the par. Keith almost snagged the 2, settles for 3.
Disappointing, I'm sure.
Yep. Extra disappointed is LeCastro, a bogey. And Dickerson with a par drop in. They are on their way to 7. Bogey look for Simon.
Nobody can figure it out.
The wind looks like it's totally down. Do you see that?
It's definitely down, but it's still out there, and it's still going to affect the flight of the disc, even from 25 feet. We saw what happened with Emerson on hole 5. I mean, we thought too close to miss, and that's just the wind gobbling that up right there. And it was probably 10 miles an hour stiffer earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Still got on top of the disc and threw it over. Green flag, though, for Gannon Burr over on hole 15.
Consolation prize, at least.
Yeah, that could have gone a lot of different ways. There is some OB out there to the left and deep of the target.
What are we looking at here, Philo?
I believe this is hole 7.
All those pot bunkers right by the green?
Yeah, and these guys are in the woods down there at the bottom of your camera.
There we go.
Right in the middle, actually, now, off to the right of that canopy in the woods. Definitely want to make your miss to the right here. You can see all the danger to the left.
Mm-hmm.
You're the righty backhand player, you know, throwing the Anheuser out the gate. Definitely want to anticipate a little more right. There's plenty of room off to the right. I don't think anything's out of bounds until that cart path, which is through the trees. So be aggressive to make your miss on the right side.
Klein goes to the forehand.
I like the shape. It's short.
Okay.
Wow.
Better short than in the hazard.
This is true.
Macbeth for par on hole 9. The gallery does not care.
Oof, last chain.
Come on, you guys. Dickerson, hole 7. Roller. It's a vortex out of Dickerson.
Wow, what a clever play from Chris Dickerson. Haven't seen anybody drop a roller down, and didn't really fare much than any of the air shots. Still out there deep in circle 2.
You can see the potential, though, right?
I do. I like where he was going with it.
Yeah. This is Simon for double, and it does find home on the tourniquet putt there. Back to even goes Lizotte. Back to Keith in hole 7.
382 feet, so it's a rip.
Is it a little bit uphill, too?
Slightly uphill, and that's going the wrong direction. I mean, Going to be a green flag, but he's 110 feet away from the target at least.
At least he's in bounds.
Yeah, green flags are good, but man, these guys, I know they're knowing they have the ability to get close on the hole this length at the sidearm.
Burr laying up on 15. Ooh, that's not very good.
That was aggressive.
And knowing Gannon, maybe he was giving that a half go.
Maybe he was. Fortunate to stay in bounds.
LeCastro back on 7.
Getting out the gate here with the appropriate height is very important. If you throw it low, the wind's going to slam it. If you get too high, the wind's going to lift it and shove you out to the left. So that airspace right around 10 feet is probably about the perfect number. Not high enough. See it? The wind just got on top of it instantly.
Yep. Nothing doing.
Frustrations mounting for LeCastro.
Gannon Burr for par on 15. That's not that bad.
No, it's not. A couple steps off the bullseye. A little bit of a tailwind. He's kind of protected down there in the nook as well. All the wind's blowing from behind him, so he does get a bit of help. Bangs that in there to keep that scorecard clean. Gannon Burr 4 down through 15. Pretty soft par 4 actually coming up, even eagleable. We've seen it from Vino. Gannon Burr's got some pop like that.
Oh, all day. We got a live look at Paul Macbeth. On a tee of 10.
10, yes, sir.
What's the shape he's looking for here?
Hyzer high and a late, late drag. I believe that's a bit short.
Back to 7 in LeCastro. You need to get a Marshall in this final card here, Philo. They're lagging.
Not the best shot again. Inside circle 1. Nothing's really been going great for these guys, you know. They've all been struggling a bit. They've been throwing out of bounds and having a hard time getting the disc in the basket, so it's kind of not a surprise that things are moving a bit slow for these cats.
Yeah.
But they are almost 2 full holes behind.
I think they're 3 now, actually.
Yeah, they got to pick it up.
How's the pace out there, Nate? You're following this lead card, or final feature card, excuse me.
Yeah, it's pretty slow, and you know, as Philo said, they're just taking more strokes. I wouldn't necessarily put the blame on any one player, but yeah, I think they're 3 holes behind now, which is really rare.
Yeah, if you're in the PGA, someone's coming your way. If you're that far back. Emerson Keith, his second, a long birdie look.
Valiant effort from Emerson. A little too high and stalls out left side.
Dickerson. Circle 2, look at birdie. It's a lot to ask there. He was not close.
We've seen Chris Dickerson knock in plenty of 45-footers, but today it's been tough for everybody. I don't think anybody's got a good feel for this course yet. And seems like the confidence has been shaky all around this track.
You get going and then you find some OB.
Yeah, seems to be the story of the day. Every time somebody starts to get a number together, bam, double bogey. Back-to-back bogeys are just one of those spokes, you know, getting choked up with a stick or something kind of feel. Nobody's getting anything going.
An honest effort from Kyle. It'll turn into a par, though.
Maybe they can get a little momentum going after hole 8. That's a relatively soft hole. A lot of people have been making birdie there. See if they can get something to pick up the pace on this round.
Nico for par. inches low. Simon Lizotte, tee of 10.
That's going to be in the neighborhood for Simon Lizotte.
Well, it was.
Oh,
now it's coming back.
There we go.
Okay. All right.
It's in the neighborhood.
It is in the neighborhood. You called it, man. Gannon Burr, he's on 16. That looks like a big flex line.
I'd love to see it. This would be a great place for Gannon Burr here to get some strokes on folks if he can get onto the putting green.
Wow.
There's a tailwind, so it should be helping.
Forehand up and down. I really made sure to.
I saw none of it.
I saw none of it either. Let's see if Udisc saw it. On the fairway after one throw. Okay. Heimberg.
That's got to be the longest putt we've seen all day.
Agreed.
Fanny buckets. Circle 2 banger.
Simon. A birdie putt.
Elevator up.
Cannot find it right now.
Yeah.
There's the par for Simon.
At the last second, that thing just slid up into the band.
Yep. He's even. You know, he's not
out of it by any means.
Yeah.
No, if he can just get a couple birdies and hang on today, he's right there in the mix.
Macbeth.
Solid birdie putt there from Macbeth at hole 10. That looked a lot shorter than I thought off the tee, but right there.
Vino got through 18 with a par, and he is in the clubhouse. Let's set it on down.
We don't have a Vino.
We got Chris Dickerson, though. A little too inside.
Yep.
Keith. That's got the right action on it.
Yeah, it does. Even has a chance for a little oop. Not too much of a scare. Yeah.
Yep.
Close.
Mm-hmm.
Thought the little flare skip might have been a little flatter than that, but that got away from him in a hurry.
Freddie Meza for birdie.
It's been a quiet day for Freddie. A bunch of pars. Opportunity to snag one. Bang.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Steady as she goes.
Burr. Here's where his drive got on 16. Throwing 2 now.
I don't know if you mentioned it, but Freddie's clean too.
I was going to say, I missed that one. He didn't have any birdies. Didn't jump out at me. Oh, that's good enough. Easy drop-in birdie there. LeCastro, tee of 8.
There we go. There we go. That's the Lico LeCastro that I know right there. Smooth, steady with the mid-range down the middle. See if we can get a Nico LeCastro bounce back round. It's been kind of rough for him.
Let's check out this spicy flex shot out of Nico. The man is known for the shot.
Absolutely.
You tell me you want to throw a power flex, I'm calling up Nico. Huge thanks to our friends at the Halal Bros. Go check them out if you haven't. Halal guys, there's delicious. Dickerson. That's good enough for the up and down. About all you can do from there. Chris sitting at 2 over on the day. Ahead, Macbeth.
Yep, no doubt about that.
Klein. Back on 8. Half go.
Oh, so close. Cage on the right side for Klein from the fairway.
Emerson Keith, this flare skip got to here. Let's see if we can find an alley in. This is a crowded green.
Got some options.
He does. Unfortunately, finding the cage. Nico, what a drive. Casual birdie. Helping out his cause. Klein almost carded the 2, cards the 3 instead. On 11, Simon's in the woods.
Simon says, I want a birdie.
You just got to make it harder on him, you know?
Apparently so. He likes it. The more challenging it is, the skinnier the window, the more acute the focus becomes for Simon Lizotte.
Burr on 16 to match Mekela. And as you can see, the bottom right, he makes it.
There he is.
That's a card.
Gannon Burr charging up the leaderboard.
Heimberg, similar position to Lizotte.
And he buckets back-to-back birdies.
And back under par, along with Simon.
Well, he's starting to march around a little bit.
They still very tightly packed field.
Not surprised, especially with how the conditions have been. Earlier on in the day, these guys are battling some pretty nasty winds, some gray skies. The sun wasn't out. The wind was making things feel much colder than it actually is. It's turned around this afternoon.
LeCastro. T of 9. That tree right-hand side of the fairway is a Mando. Need to go left of that.
What a shot out the gate from LeCastro. I like that. That's fine.
It is.
It's a long hole.
462, and you need to throw like a line drive.
You have to have a lot of trust to make that thing finish right on a hole this long. You got to really challenge the left side of that fairway, and that's tough as a righty backhand. Totally against the grain.
Klein.
Wow. Stay up in the air. Even better. Kyle Klein.
Wow.
Slides that inside circle one. Phenomenal shot.
Watching that Brody Ezra practice round, they just could not figure out the shot on this one. They were throwing everything at rollers, flex shots, forehands.
It's a tough get, especially with that slight right finish at the end. If it was just straight down the tunnel, I think a lot of guys wouldn't be so intimidated by it, even with the mandatory.
Dickerson.
Didn't get it high enough. That's not going to flex in time. Safely in the fairway.
Keith. That's not going to do it.
Yeah, he blew it. Might. That's either way, it's not good. Even if he didn't pass the Mando, he's going to have a hard time progressing.
Yeah, it's a stroke penalty back to the Mando spot probably. And look at this. Patented Kyle Klein swing down the fairway. So smooth. So much power, too.
Effortless speed.
And huge thanks to our friends at Sunstein for sponsoring the patented moment of the day. Trademark, NFT, copyright. They gotcha. SunsteinLaw.com. Is this the Kyle Klein year, Philo?
It certainly could be.
Yeah.
There's nothing stopping it from being his year. You know, he's such a phenomenal, young, talented player. Just great head on his shoulders. Really a student of the game. Has all the shots. You know, he knows how to get the job done. It's just so hard to be consistent week after week after week.
He's got the right demeanor for it.
He does.
Keith, third from the DZ, or where he pitched to. Burr on 17. Chopping an overstable approach disc here.
Just a layup here off the tee. Don't need to get too flashy, too fancy. Past that tree
That
there, and
was-
you should be perfect.
That was really nice.
I like how it got around that tree and just died. That's perfect. That means it didn't go side to side. That it should still be in the middle. Which that we spoke about it earlier on. That fairway is only about 8 feet across.
That was a crafty little shot. Dickerson back on 9. Perkins, how's the spectators out there on that lead card today, sir?
Well, Ian, the morale here on this first feature card is pretty low, and most of the spectators have actually migrated over to the Macbeth Lazat card.
You know, follow the action, right? You're here to watch good golf.
All these guys on this feature card are definitely capable of throwing some good numbers down, but they're all having a bit of a struggle today, and spectators have mosey-oned up to that second card to catch the action there.
Nico. His second from the woods. Got pin high.
Reminiscent of that throw in at Waco, huh?
Beat me to it.
And earlier when we were watching Gannon putt, I was thinking hole 14 at the Coliseum when he was pushing to get,
Oh, man.
take that one down. It was like death putt. You know, like who runs that putt from 45 feet?
Nobody.
He made the smart play at 14 this time and laid it up.
Klein, a long look at 2. This will be a nice separator birdie.
Beautiful putt.
All right, that gets Klein back under par. One more look at this Kyle Klein putt. A nice make on 9. Can you keep it rolling on hole 10? You'll find out on the other side of this break. Back in just a few.
I just think the plastic is very premium. It's a high quality material. The way the disc feels in my hand.
I think it's the quality of plastic.
It's unlike any other plastic that you'll find in the industry.
The quality is better than any other company out there.
Again, just consistent plastic. It's something I can consistently trust on every single throw.
There's so many discs to choose from, and I guarantee if you tried every disc in the lineup, you're gonna wanna put multiple discs in your bag.
It's extremely high quality. You can only say so much, they have to eventually just try it themselves and see.
For over 2 decades, First Tee has created experiences that build character. We believe every kid deserves to feel supported, safe to try something new, and to be prepared for what comes next. We develop their swing, but more importantly, their inner strength. Because we know what's inside doesn't just count, it changes the game. Come join us at First Tee.
Get ready, Tennessee. OTB Tour Series Skins is coming to town, and you don't want to miss it. We got a card of heavy hitters, so come join us in Nashville on April 6th. Check out dgpt.com for tickets, and we'll see you out on the course.
Hi, I'm Steve Owen with Top Gun Mortgage, proud sponsor of the 2023 Open at Austin. Top Gun Mortgage is a full-service lender handling all things residential and commercial. So give us a call, 512-879-3335 or topgunmortgage.com. Let's start a conversation.
Hi guys, Ricky Wysocki here. We are starting the Saki Bomb Foundation. The main goal for me is to really give back to the sport, start kids from a young age, and expose them to the great sport of disc golf that we all love. We got a website going, sakibombfoundation.org. There's lots of different things you can do on the website. I've heard the older generation of disc golfers saying, I wish I would have started disc golf when I was younger, and now I'm able to start these kids off at a young age through my foundation. It really means a lot to me, and it means a lot for the sport. To donate and go to the website, sakibombfoundation.org.
My name is Garrett Gerthy, also known as Double G, and I'm the founder of Double G Craft Jerky.
Double G Craft Jerky is an awesome snack when you have a hankering on the course. You need a little something to pick you up out there so you can really get after a drive or finish on a putt and capitalize.
When you're playing a disc golf round and you're hungry and you don't have a snack on the course, you start to lose focus, you start thinking about what am I going to eat for dinner. With Double G Craft Jerky, that's not a problem.
And you just watched a Calvin Heimberg shot and a Calvin Heimberg ad at the same time, actually. That one unfortunately out of bounds, though. Kyle Klein. Back on 10's tee. It is a long walk from 9 to 10. Hence the delay.
Ouch. OB left.
Yes, sir. Dickerson. Yeah, this basket is perched right in between the golf green and the out-of-bounds left. Makes it a tough stick.
It's a tough stick, for sure. 398 feet. It's not at the end of these guys' rope by any means, but the shape and the touch off the green is really what you're trying to anticipate. The wind is at their back. So it's really kind of one of those fine lines of stability and speed, you know what I mean? That 400 foot with the type of finish that you need. You go overstable, you get what Kyle Klein gets. You go understable or a little straighter, and it might just hold out and end up on the green. So it's one of those things the people who designed this course made it interesting for these guys.
LaCastra looks very wide.
If he gets the big flare skip, he should be okay.
There we go.
There we go. There we go.
Oh,
there we go.
Dang, Nico. What a shot.
Trying to bounce back.
Yeah. Love to see that. Chris? Live look down from our Fight Factory drone.
Ooh, that needs to hit the brakes. Does do so down in the collection area. Uphill putt, probably right on circle's edge for Dickerson.
Emerson Keith now.
Big pull from Emerson, way wide. Stood the disc up. Gonna have to pray for some green flag.
Ahead on 12, Paul Macbeth.
Macbeth did end up out of bounds. If you're watching in the picture-in-picture, this should be his third throw.
Yes, sir.
It is a protected green down there. That OB does sneak up fast on the backside. Oh, and he caught a guardian tree on the way in, and circle's edge putt for Macbeth.
Chance to save.
Chance to save.
Long birdie look for Burr. We saw him go over the top with his second shot.
Ah, bonus birdie. Are not the worst, though, at 17.
No, not at all. Back to Simon on 12. Some interesting footing here, Philo.
Yeah, so these little tree, wells aren't out of bounds. Just that one Macbeth went into is the out of bounds over to the left, but Simon having to get cheeky with the footwork and got it away. That's a job well done there from Simon. It would be a downhill putt just inside circle one.
Back to Burr. He's now on our finishing 18.
Ideal place to land would be about pin high left of the ball golf green, which you cannot see on camera, and you're not going to see it from the tee box. Just kind of one of those things you got to know where it's at. Usually those spotters are standing kind of right in that sweet spot.
Let's see what kind of flag Gannon gets. The good one.
Yeah, but he's a little too center to the fairway. Even with maybe if he wants to try the sidearm in there, but that wind has been blowing from his right to his left. It's really going to make things interesting trying to get up that hill.
Yeah, the
with
fairway,
the sidearm play.
Fairway slopes that way, leading to OB.
Exactly. Yeah, the green does as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, for sure. All the way up there, it just gets skinnier as you go up.
Keith, his second.
Ooh, good effort from Emerson.
Macbeth on 12. For par.
Clutch.
That was perfect.
Super.
Perfect. Wow.
I agree with you, man. You can't put that in a better place in the basket.
Yeah. Dead center. Low in the
Bottom
chains.
third. Yeah, for sure. Elevated basket. That was beautiful.
Big time stuff. Dickerson looking for a big time putt for birdie on hole 10.
Just does grab a little chains on the left side for Chris, but not enough to stay inside. Kyle Klein going to try to save his par after the OB stroke added. That was a big miss from Kyle. He never gave that a chance to stay safe. See if he can salvage this hole with a nice putt. Well done, Kyle. Back-to-back solid putts. Telling you, Ian, I was out here earlier for hours, man, and that flag in this part of the course never stood still. I don't think any of these flags have been this calm all day long. Got Nico LaCastro. Go. Nico trying to erase some of the damage he took on in earlier holes.
Zuka replay of this Kyle Klein putt.
Solid, man. Just so smooth, so simple.
He's playing really well, but it's the score.
Don't let the number deceive you, man. He's still got a few holes out there he can make some scores on. Obviously, 17 and 18 are tough, but, you know, 1 down through the first 10 holes isn't terrible for today.
Especially when the leaders are only at 5.
For sure. There's a Simon Lizotte putt.
Back-to-back birdies.
Well, the winds are starting to calm a bit, you know, I'm telling you, and these flags are almost on full tilt. The majority of today, and putting was near impossible, it seemed, for pretty much everybody. The ladies were struggling. The early starters for the men were struggling. They just were having a hard time all over this course with tee shots, approach shots, putting. Like, everything was hard. Winds died down considerably.
You got a favorite gap out here?
Well, I'm only got one. That's on the right side, to the right side of this tree we're about to go. That would be my line through the right side of the fairway. Low, tight hyzer with probably a destroyer. It's not the longest par 3 in the world, 335, but you're going to want to throw something fast, I would say. I think the slower discs earlier were kind of getting beat up. Maybe you could go T-bird on a shot like that now, fairway driver. And winds are down. Don't want anything that's going to get too big of a super stable skip or fade out to the left, but you definitely want to make sure it's going to continue the shape.
LaCastro. And this is one hole you want to miss short rather than long. That is a very crowded green.
It absolutely is. Nico
This is short.
Inside the circle.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Simon.
Roller at 13.
Huh.
Runs it deep. Circle 2 putt coming back at it.
And now Kyle Klein.
Ooh, nearly bunny hops that in and runs it deep into the woods, but should have a lane to make a birdie putt attempt.
Yeah, got a little metal there. Back to 13, Macbeth.
Uphill tailwind par 3, and that is just not the best shot we've seen out of Macbeth today. Never gave it a chance.
Dickerson.
There's the line. Little too hot on speed. Skipping out into the middle of circle 2 for Chris Dickerson.
And Keith going to the forehand play. Oh no.
Yeah, misfire there from Emerson. Low and on the inside, catches a tree, big flare out towards the middle of the fairway. Should be a pretty routine up and down for par, but
yeah,
it's not been his day, has it?
Not so much. And that is a birdie hole.
It's got to be on a day like today. They've been stingy around the course trying to collect them.
Macbeth with a birdie look.
Rangy birdie putt at that. Never count that man out.
Ooh, that's like 100 feet of putts.
In
Two
the
holes.
last few holes, absolutely. Paul Macbeth not going away quietly. Finds himself in a tie for third with Matt Bell and Ezra Aderhold.
This is a turkey look for Simon. 3 in a row.
Come on, let's go.
All right, just 2 off the lead now. Macbeth just won. Live with Burr on 18.
Such a difficult shot. Gonna need some help. I don't think he's gonna get it. Green flag, get out of here. I didn't think that had a chance, Ian.
I was with you, man. He must have got a real nice kick in the woods there.
Some ground play or something, cut roll. I have no idea, but that was looking terrible.
I think that's Matt on the bag again in there. Dickerson.
Huge break.
Yeah.
Keeps his scorecard clean, too.
Does do that.
Tough look there for Mr. Dickerson. Basket completely blockaded by trees and tried to get sneaky with it. A little more speed might have had it.
You know who's doing okay right now?
Who you got?
Eagle McMahon has birdied 4 of the last 7.
Yeah, he's trying to make a bounce back. Had a pretty rough start. 3 pars, 2 bogeys.
LaCastro from Circle's Edge for 2.
One more mile per hour and that's in.
Yep.
Got to tip the cap to Freddie Meza, also 2 down, clean under through 13.
That's incredible,
That's
honestly.
fantastic. I told you the man had some game.
Yeah.
He's one of those silent assassins, you know. Doesn't really do a whole lot, but he's a smart golfer. He knows what he's doing.
Klein in the woods. It's a birdie look in circle 1, but not the cleanest.
If he's got a swing, he's got a chance.
With you. He took a mile, Philo. He found that inch. Wow. Great make from Klein.
Yeah, man. Winner last week. That confidence is brewing and bubbling. I bet you, man. That's what it takes to get those wheels moving. Get an early win in the season, and you know you can do it.
It's got to be nice to get the pressure off a little bit, maybe.
It's a huge monkey to get off your shoulders, man, especially for a guy like Kyle Klein who doesn't really find himself in the winner's circle, you know, like on the regular.
Yeah,
not saying he can't win, not saying he hasn't won, but he's not, you know, Ricky and Paul.
Right. Where it's
guys we're kind of accustomed to seeing scooping up trophies every week.
Keith for par.
Tough day for Emerson Keith. Not much going his way today.
He's going to put him at 5 over, assuming this goes in. Fired home. Freddie Meza has got a birdie look. Hole 13.
Fantastic. There it is. Gets him to 2 under with that putt. Clean action from Freddie.
That's
never left the center of the basket, did it?
No, that was on line. 18 and Burr for birdie. This is for the solo lead and the 7th birdie of the day. You know, you'll take a forward and you'll take a share of the lead heading into day 2.
Yeah, it's tough putt conditions. Trying to go left to right with the wind blowing right to left.
Simon on 14.
One of the touchiest shots on this course. And Simon Lizotte shows you how to do it right there. That was all touch.
found the ground in the perfect spot.
Perfect.
There are your scores. Burr and Makala in the house at 5. Bunch of chasers, though. Still
Lots
out
of
there.
chasers.
Thomas Gilbert, 4
There
down
we
through
go.
16. Tomcat.
TG making some ground up.
Canada's finest? What do you think?
Arguably, yes.
Yeah. Macbeth on 14.
Depends on the style of course, I
I'd
would say.
Martin Hendel, maybe?
I was thinking the same. See, me and you, we've been doing this too long, man.
Oh, my goodness,
Or
Macbeth.
maybe not long enough.
Maybe long enough. There
Maybe
we go.
not long enough.
Exactly. Dropping that in. Kyle Klein. What's he thinking about here, Philo?
This is really a layup shot for these guys with their abilities. Fairway driver, mid-range. This is really about getting in position. You don't need to overpower this shot. Anywhere in the middle of the fairway, take your chances with those. Yeah, that's the one you got to beat. That's out of position now. That's tough to get up and down from there. Not impossible, but tough.
Yeah, ceiling issues, trees in the way.
Yep.
LeCastro.
Not much better.
Yeah.
You would like to see the disc finish to the right, just kind of pan out, drop.
Dickerson will go to the forehand as a world-class one.
That's better.
That's nice.
That's solid.
Mm-hmm.
Another one of those. Should get him a look at birdie.
I think so. Keith will look to follow those vapor trails.
Oh,
gosh.
Well, that was a good and bad thing. It could have been worse if you'd have been right up behind the tree.
That's
Worse, it kind of flared off to the side of it. He's going to be able to at least get some kind of a stance. Probably another sidearm coming up for Emerson Keith from that position, a little flexy.
Mm-hmm.
Seems like these guys are starting to get a little pace going here for this feature card. Things have been pretty slow for them in the first half. And
Yeah, it's starting to clean up here.
yeah, they're starting to pick things up a little bit.
Heimberg on 14. That is a birdie make for Calvin.
It's a great birdie to get. Super dangerous green there at 14. Definitely don't want to miss long. There's almost a 0% chance you're staying safe. Obviously, you don't want to throw it so soft you end up short early. These guys all seem to be on the dance floor.
Meza. That was his birdie look.
Oh, no. Stop moving.
Okay.
Okay.
Simon putting for birdie.
Four in a row.
The ham bone, Philo. Somebody did it. You'd love to see it.
Haven't seen many hat tricks at all so far. Joel Freeman got one. Scotty got one, I believe, or Parker Welk. Yeah, I guess there's a few guys that got them, but not too many.
Not that many.
Solid par putt there from Freddie to keep his scorecard clean. All things considered, having a very successful day.
Andrew Fish having a solid day here. He's currently sitting on a turkey as he has a 17 even. See if he can get it in clean on 17 and 18. Back to Klein, hole 12.
That's a tough shot, man.
He's still got to make the corner.
He hasn't made the corner, and it's a pretty long carry from where he's at. Looking in the 380s range. Hole's only playing 660 feet, I believe.
And you do have that golf green short of the disc golf
I think
green.
Kyle just made the right play there. Chuck that thing up, play safe. He's in a really nice position right now.
Simon on 15.
A little bit to the right of the target. Circle 2, I believe, for Simon.
Back to 12 for LeCastro, his second.
That's a better angle.
It is, isn't it?
He's got an opportunity. Probably fire it out there at those feathers you see in the background. Get that late fade. That should be about the angle. Oh, that certainly didn't help. Ninja branch for Nico LeCastro. Just can't buy a break today. Either it's perfect or it's that.
Paul going forehand on this one. Interesting.
Downhill into a headwind with the sidearm. All right. Never question the champ, I guess, huh?
I guess. Roll back that Zuka replay. I love rolling my Zuka card all around.
Didn't see this line, Ian.
No.
Way out and around the outside.
Dang.
Used every inch of that fairway, Ian.
Sure did. Fun fact about Paul, he started as forehand only when he started playing disc golf.
Interesting. And how about them apples? Mr. Paul Macbeth tied for the lead. Whew.
Got a chance for solo with a make on 15.
He's got plenty of chances to have the solo lead. He's still got 4 or 5 holes to play.
Although
5s are in the house.
17 and 18, though, you're kind of just trying to hold on.
I'm sure he'll figure it out.
I bet. Dickerson on 12. The drive, nice.
One hop, and that should be right in the circle 1 area. There we go. A little shy, but in business for Chris Dickerson.
Yeah. LeCastro throwing 3 after the errant second.
I like this option better for LeCastro's game. He's got such fantastic control with the backhand approach game. Having a hard time making a decision. Just going back to the sidearm.
Huh.
Lots of land out there, but some trees you got to pay attention to on the way in. Circle 2 putt for LeCastro. Slightly downhill, a little bit of a right to left wind he'll have to deal with.
Simon on 15.
Ooh, just misses. Would have been for 5 in a row.
That would have been incredible. Calvin. Birdie look for Calvin. Calling the circle 2.
Vinny buckets. Back-to-back birdies.
Heimberg now at 2 under, just 3 off the lead. Freddie.
Solid shooting, man.
That's a birdie right there
Solid
for Freddie.
shooting, man.
Yeah, that's
clean card, 3 under.
I'm super impressed.
Yeah, and he's playing his game, you know, staying in his lane.
Mm-hmm. Paul cleans up his birdie for a turkey.
There it is. Outright leader, Paul Macbeth. Had a chance last week in Waco. He was in the hunt, and all of a sudden just fell off in a big way. From what I saw, man, he was making a run, and things just got pretty nasty towards the end for Macbeth.
Those last two. Speaking of Waco, here's your Waco champion, Kyle Klein. He laid up to here on 12, throwing 3 now. All you need.
Yes, sir.
In case you missed it, here's Kyle Klein last week at Waco.
That looks like hole 1. Indeed it is. Getting things started off on the right foot there. A little tap in for birdie. Big putts.
And needed every one of them.
This is one of those places you'd love to get to every round right there on hole 17. Off the drive. Are you kidding me?
Incredible, man.
Wow.
And this putt on 18 to give him a little cushion.
Waco Annual Charity Open champion, Kyle Klein.
And he got a Komodo scooter.
Yeah.
Ooh-wee. If you haven't seen those things, you better go check them out, man. Those things are awesome.
Premium scooters right there. Keith for birdie.
I like that off-road version they got. Yeah. That thing is sick. Worth every penny.
Well, there he is.
All right, Emerson Keith trying to turn things around. It's not too late. He could scramble his way back to an even par round. Mm-hmm. It's out there for him.
So we're going to head to 16. Oh, sorry, looking down at 16.
515-yard par 4 is hole 15, I believe. 16, rather.
That kind of bowl area, all OB.
Oh, yeah. Everybody's been bailing out way to the right. Most players earlier weren't even challenging this green. And now the winds are down. It was a tailwind earlier. Let's see if anybody's going to muster up and try to find themselves possibly an Eagle 2 putt.
Is Vino the only one today?
I believe so. Not seeing any other light blue boxes on that hole.
Yep, just Vino. Oh, no, excuse me. We got Tristan Tanner, Aaron Gossage, Tall Paul Oman.
Really?
And Carter Ahrens.
Oh, I missed it.
Ahrens, excuse me.
Oh, now I'm starting to see him a bit further down the list.
Oh, we mentioned Thomas Gilbert. Here's a putt for, well, getting to 5.
That's a rare birdie today. Birdie on 17. Yeah. Wow.
So he is now 1 back of your leader, Paul Macbeth. Chris Dickerson.
There's a Chris Dickerson putt. Jumper through the tree. Gotta like that.
Yeah, with authority. That was for birdie as well. Dickerson, he's fighting back. Just 1 over on the day. It's kind of felt worse than it's scored for Chris, maybe.
All these competitors are grinding out here. I haven't seen anybody quit on themselves yet. Everybody's been going through it in different parts of the course. Obviously, Emerson, we've seen a bunch of his struggle, but makes a big putt. That's a sign of not quitting on himself.
There you go. Can he keep it rolling? Hole 13.
Well thrown there from Chris Dickerson. Just out throws it a little bit further than pin high.
Thomas Gilbert.
Ooh, that needs to get up, Ian.
There is OB out there.
Bunch of OB. Red flag. Oh, worst time. You got to get off the tee clean on 18. There's so much danger headed up towards the basket. That tee shot is, oof.
Probably the easiest part of the hole, maybe? Maybe not.
Yeah, I mean, technically it is. I mean, it's not the easiest place to land, pending on the wind. It's an uphill tee shot. The wind's been blowing pretty hard right to left. A lot of guys having a hard time getting into the sweet spot. Everything coming up super short and way left. You're surprised with a guy with Thomas Gilbert's arm seeing a quality shot of that caliber.
Yeah, he has a world-class arm. Macbeth Tee is 16. Is he chasing eagle?
No, he got on his horse. This one's full send for Macbeth. Should have enough D to cross, and there it is. Yeah, easy up and down 3 for Macbeth at worst if he doesn't feel like getting froggy for the eagle.
Heimberg.
Halo Destroyer early for Calvin, and that is looking all kinds of bad, man. What? How did he do that?
I don't know if it got a little tree flip up or something.
Was that tree directed?
I'm not
parked
sure.
or what?
Maybe we'll watch it again.
That looked horrendous.
It did.
The first second it was in the air. Oh no, this is all bad.
They're going to show it to us again. We'll check it out. Freddie.
I don't think we're going to be seeing that from Freddie.
Nope.
Smart play, pushes it out to the right side. That's not bad. It's not bad. It's going to be green.
And now Simon. No doubt about the intentions here.
In the center the whole time. Let's check the finish for for Lizotte.
Oh my! Oh!
Ow! That would have been a lot better had that tree not been in the way.
He was going to
still
skip into the circle.
Opportunity for some eagles here at 16.
Sir. Let's take one more look at this Calvin Heimberg shot.
I would love to. Tell me this didn't look like you know what.
It looked like it was going right into the tree, but he maybe just missed it perfectly. It flipped it right there. Did you see it?
Did it push that nose down and right?
Nose down, and it kicked it over to the right.
Incredible. What a break for Vinny Buckets. Crucial. He would have been all kinds of bad places.
And he's under the bucket, right?
Get out of here.
Yeah, he's under it, man.
No way. What an eagle.
For
wow.
eagle.
Well, speed kills, man.
You throw it fast enough, it'll do good things. Klein back on 13, roller.
Roller. That needs to get down in a hurry.
Oh, that's going to go far.
Ooh, yeah. That's running a long ways the wrong direction.
I don't think there's OB on 13,
I don't think there is either.
Only right and the green, so he's okay way out there.
Probably 170 feet deep.
Yeah. Gilbert on 18, throwing 3 after the OB drive.
This better be a placement shot. Getting aggressive, Thomas. That flared out to the left. I think we're going to see a red flag. Yeah, I didn't think that had a chance.
I was hoping it dug on him.
It's so skinny. If you look at the map hole for this, it's like there's almost no room to land up there.
You almost kind of have to land on the golf green and skip off to keep it safe. Tough.
Tough. Very tough on 18.
Thomas undoing all that good work, though, with he's throwing 5 already.
Yes, he is, and he's still got some work to do to get. I mean, he's going to have a wide open shot, but it's still touchy up there. You could easily catch some edge and trickle out of bounds on 18 on the green.
So a 6 or a 7 coming for Thomas. That'll drop him to 3, best case. Now Freddie on 16, throwing 2.
Silky smooth sidearm from down on a knee.
Yeah.
Well paced, inside circle 1. Nicely done. He's got some game, man.
I love this guy's game. Every time we check in on, he's doing the right thing.
He's doing the right thing. He's a very high intelligence disc golfer, man. He knows about the game.
Klein.
He's been around long enough.
Went way long left, but pitches over beautifully for the tap in 3. Keith, a long birdie look. Excuse me, this is for par. Just got an update.
Emerson Keith, that's what I'm talking about right there, man. Not giving up on himself. It ain't over till it's over.
2 great makes in a row. Dickerson, a birdie look.
Here we go. Now some putts are starting to drop.
They're waking up. Macbeth on 16, just pitching over for the drop-in birdie.
Pretty routine stuff there for the Beast.
And that will give him a 2-stroke lead. Actually,
didn't need anything extra, Didn't even need to take a stab at the Eagles. Like, I'll just take my birdie and Keep it pushing. Got a couple of nasty ones coming up. Get them in the bank.
I guess Simon actually could cut the lead to 1 if he makes this eagle putt here. Let's check it out. And not to be for Simon, a drop in birdie instead. One more look at this Calvin Heimberg shot on 16. Oh, we got it from the catch cam. Perfect. Didn't look that way out of his hand, but you can't question the result. Freddie, putting for birdie. This is for a tie for 6th.
No, come on, Freddie. Let him off the hook, man.
It's tough putting at that McGallery, Philo.
It certainly is, but he's been handling it all day long, man.
Sure has.
He was holding his own.
Heimberg, went a little long. Coming back for eagle. Never a doubt that was going in. And Heimberg now at 4 down.
Happens quick.
Sure does.
Happens quick when these guys flip that switch, man. All of a sudden.
I guess he's 4 down over the last 3, actually. Freddie drops in par. Macbeth will drop in birdie after the Lazat birdie, and Macbeth a 2-stroke lead. They are headed to 17 while they do a quick break on the Disc Golf Network.
Why disc golf? It's the people. It's fun.
It's being in nature.
It's the lucky shots.
It's the feeling.
It's different.
It's the challenge. It's the throws.
So come out.
Grab a disc.
Or 2.
And let it fly with Lone Star Disc.
His TSA for the year.
150 for 5 years.
Wow.
Kyle Klein on the tee of 14. This is the shot I thought everyone would be throwing. This kind of spike hyzer.
Yeah. Just use the ground to kill the speed.
I was confused by those low hyzers we saw kind of out of Simon and
Yeah,
whatnot.
that was an extremely touchy shot we saw from Simon earlier. That requires a lot of trust and perfect pace to be able to barely crest the hill like that.
Matt Bell taking the tee of 18. Matt Bell currently is in a tie for second at 5 down. 7 birdies to balance out those 2 bogeys.
I imagine Matt Bell's eyeballs got real big when he got to this golf course. This plays into a lot of his strengths. Equally talented throwing the disc both ways, backhand and sidearm. Fantastic putter.
Great roller game too.
Great, he's got all the facets.
Yep.
Got all the tools to get the job done.
And he got the job done off the tee on 18, big time.
Yes, sir. Green flag, nice wide angle into the green.
Might be watching him tomorrow on your league card.
At the moment, he is in position.
You'd hope his PDGA number is lower than Gannon Burr.
You would think so.
Klein for birdie.
It's a scary putt, looking back at it this way with the flag blowing in your face.
Yeah.
Au revoir, Shoshona.
It's
trying to stay safe, but I'm telling you, Ian, almost nothing stays safe on the backside of the screen.
I wanted him to lay that one up. It's just putting up into a headwind is
almost never a good idea.
Yeah.
And there's times when you got to do it, and there's times when you don't.
Yeah.
And today is not that day.
Exactly.
I can imagine if it was, we're back in Waco, it's the last round, and you're charging trying to catch somebody, but first round, you've been playing a solid round. Just going to take it again.
Okay, there we go.
It's tough to watch.
That's just an unnecessary 2 strokes right there, right?
Yeah. Didn't have to do that.
Yeah. Dickerson, I mean, it's close, but it's kind of the same thing.
He's got to take this putt. Like, there's no laying this up, but it's really all about, all right, am I going to keep this thing low on the basket? How fast am I going to do it? He's one of the best at keeping his hand on the pole. It's just a matter of getting that thing in the right airspace. There it is.
I love the pace on that.
Yeah, quick and tight.
Yeah. Don't give the wind time to do anything. Let's fly. This 17 is, a very technical hole.
Yep, short and vicious, man. 436 feet of not much space to work with. We saw Gannon Burr throw a very touchy out and around over stable mid-range and just dump it past this tree that shapes the corner. This is ideally the best place to land, in my opinion. If you can get around this corner, quit it right there in the middle of the path, it really just kind of opens things up for this shot into the green. And I'm telling you, it is not much wider than your arms spread wide. Super skinny going through there, maybe 2-3 people wide if you we're walking shoulder to shoulder. It just feels like it gets tighter as you go.
And it's 100 feet of that plus.
At least. Yeah, lots of things could happen in this alleyway. Seen a couple of guys. We saw Gannon try to go up and over, got himself a long putt. But not a lot of options here on 17.
Heimberg on the tee.
That's pretty good.
Oh, that is, isn't it?
That's pretty good.
Yeah, he's around the corner and looks like he has a clean swing.
On the left side, should open things up for him.
Macbeth going to the standstill.
Hard to say.
Yeah, I want to say right-hand side of the fairway. Nate, do you have eyes on that Paul Macbeth disc down there?
I don't have eyes, Ian. I'm over here with the lead card.
Fair enough, Nate. Thank you. Sorry about that.
Zot. That's kind of not where you want to be. He was waving that thing down, hoping it would stop moving in a really tough spot.
Yep. Mesa. What? Okay.
Yeah, that would be the smartest play on this hole if you got it. Little sidearm flick. It's really one tree to miss. Going out and around as we saw Gannon Burr do. And that catches some trees and ends up on the left side of the fairway, and that clump of trees just short of Calvin Heimberg's drive.
We're on 18's fairway. Matt Bell. Is he thinking about this? He must be, right?
He's a long ways from that target, Ian.
You got to get
up
a
the
distance
hill.
guess for me?
I got to see where, in relation to the green, I'm going to call this 370 up that hill.
That feels about right.
Probably even a little bit more. Yeah, he's not even pin high to that green, so yeah, it's definitely in the 400-foot range. Probably got a solid 400-footer off the tee up the hill. But you'd like to be more pin high, more level to that green and on that shelf to really be able to attack this green. Sidearm play from Bell.
Needs help.
So early. Red flag for Matt Bell. Didn't get, hopefully he crossed on the high side and not on the low side. Nope, they're looking at the low side.
Yeah. 15, Chris Dickerson.
It's on a nice line, Ian.
It is. See if it gets the fade. A little late, but better late than never. In the circle.
Oh, yeah. A little deep, but still a solid putt. Safe putt.
Simon on 17. Underturned forehand, finds himself back in jail.
Well, he made some good progress, though.
It's the gallery trying to watch the action in the woods. Waiting for 18's fun. Freddie on the same.
There you go. Punches through the majority of the stuff on the way through.
Looks like he's got a clean putt from circle's edge.
He's found himself an alley out there on the left side of the green. Better than most have done so far today. Not many people had clean looks for birdie here at 17.
That's a rare sight.
You can see why. There's just a lot of stuff between that tee and that basket.
I wonder if Calvin's going to look to the sky or not. Doesn't look like it.
No, I think he's in the fairway just enough. He is going to have to shape this up, and it's a touchy one.
Caught the last one.
Most of the way in there on the green for Calvin.
Yeah. Par worst case, you know.
Absolutely. There's no reason to make bogey from there. Not with his putting abilities.
Here's where Paul's drive got to. A better look at what Paul is looking at.
Definitely think he's trying to say, all right, I want to make my mistake left side here. I don't want to end up early. It's a bit more congested on the right side.
He had a driver in the hand.
Maybe looking for a little bounce play,
skip shot?
Skip shot here.
Yeah.
Throw it into the ground, catch an edge, and forward progress in the middle. Just like a jump layup.
Huh.
All right. Not the worst, not the best. Got some progression out of that.
Kyle Klein on 15's tee. Scene of the Alden Harris ace earlier.
Solid shot out of Kyle Klein. Right there, about halfway through circle one.
That's a good one.
Absolutely, that dropped right on time.
Ahead on 17, Simon Lizotte.
Third shot from the woods.
This is jail.
Yeah, the right side's pretty bad, man. If you want to make your mistake, ideally you'd like to see it on the left side. Things are a little more forgiving over there. That's excellent there from Simon.
Back to 15, LeCastro putting for par.
There we go, Nico.
Huge make.
Huge mate.
Is that fairway?
Definitely out there in circle 2.
Yeah. 60 feet is the word from our friends at UDisc. Edge of circle 2. Heimberg for birdie.
On line but low for Calvin. Par for him.
Just didn't get the pop.
Yeah, didn't get any lift on that one.
Macbeth about the same spot. Looking for the different result. All kinds of awkward, isn't it?
Got a couple of options, though.
Yep.
And the man's got a swing. He's got a chance. Looking for the standard step-through putt, kind of Chris Dickerson-esque. Get that momentum moving, get that release before the foot hits the ground. Or the little pop putt and follow-through step.
That was for a 3-stroke lead, but not to be.
It didn't run off too far, so it should be a tap-in par for Macbeth coming up.
Mesa.
Best look out of the bunch, and it's not much better.
Nope.
Still going to have to do some kind of straddle work to get comfortable.
This will get Freddie into a tie with Calvin, though. Just a little wide on that bid. Still solid scores from the card. You know, I'm
for sure. I mean, par's fine here at 17. It's really a tough birdie. You got to throw a fantastic drive, set yourself up middle fairway, and then thread the needle for 180 feet, which is not easy. Everybody's been having a hard time finding a way to this green.
Yep, fifth most difficult hole on the course, playing a quarter stroke over par on the day. Macbeth, a little work left on this par comebacker.
Sub 30% for circle 2 and even smaller for circle 1, 12%. Macbeth chains out.
A gift to the field on the Birdogi.
Big time gift to the field. Now that ran all the way out past circle 1.
No, it didn't.
Yeah, it did for Macbeth.
Wow.
Freddie's just inside. Don't see that too much from Paul Macbeth.
No. Mesa converts the par.
Keeping that scorecard clean. That alone is impressive.
Yeah. Simon puts in, and Paul will drop in the bogey. Heimberg the par.
Short walk over to the tee pad of 18, and those guys should be just about ready to rock and roll.
Kyle Klein on 15. You saw the drive. Here's the putt.
Oh no. Uncharacteristic circle 1 miss from Kyle Klein.
Yeah. It's so good in there. Macbeth, the lead down to 1 after the bogey on 17. The unforced error there. Still so tight.
Eagle McMahon has been bouncing back all around. Bit of a slow start. Calvin Heimberg the same.
Eagle on the fairway after 1 on 18. So in business there. Chris Dickerson putting for birdie.
That's 4 in a row for Chris Dickerson.
Is it? Whoa.
Yes, sir. Quiet start for Chris. He was 2 over after his first 4 holes, strung up 6 or 7 pars in a row, and since then it's all blue. Trying to get it into the house, bounce back, currently tied for 18th place. 2 under pars, Chris Dickerson.
He is 1 ahead of Brody Smith, who is down there on the fairway of 18. Right-hand side of your screen, hold the pink disc. Eagle approaching his lie. That's a great drive.
Yeah, that's phenomenal.
Barely safe, but
barely
a great
safe.
drive.
Yeah, well, that's the range right here where you start getting comfortable with this approach into the green. Where you're like, okay, I can tackle this. Everything's right in front of me. I can see all the OB lines. The tree is kind of out of play over there on the right side. You don't really have to stress that too much.
He's like 100 feet past the bell drive.
Oh, at least.
Wow.
Yeah, and he's on the flat. Yeah, that's the other part that pays a premium here. Footing. Burned it over a bit much, did Eagle. It's going to get a nice edge and check up in time to be safe, but a little short of ideal from where Eagle was hoping to land, right up there by the target.
Yeah. Nearly a perfect drive.
Perfect drive, yeah. He just got over on that second shot a bit too much. Pretty much where that clump of people is right now. If you can land right there, you're loving life.
God, look how small it is.
It's super skinny, and the line kind of cuts across right where the person at the top of the screen, or in the middle of the screen, but where all the people are right there, right before the cart path. It kind of jogs over, and then it turns into this little section of grass. So there's a part over there where it's maybe 7 or 8 feet across. Not a lot of space up at the bottleneck, and then as you can see how skinny it is all the way up.
That was Bradley Williams' approach on 18. Don't think he's having a great day.
More than likely, if you're throwing from there, you went out of bounds.
Bradley 4 over par on the day, and looking like it'll probably go up
5. Yeah. Usually that's kind of been the place where people are dropping when they try to get onto the green and fail. They're kind of ending up right there at the bottleneck and
he is
trying to get up and down.
Double bogey right now
there
from circle 2. Mason Ford. He's actually playing pretty well.
Yes, he is. He's hanging around.
Yeah. Haven't said his name much, but he's in the mix.
Almost a clean round for Mason Ford.
Nice.
Did collect a bogey on the par 5, hole 4 earlier.
18's tee, Heimberg.
There we go. That's nice.
Where is he in relation to the Eagle drive?
He's a bit shorter than where Eagle was, but he's going to have a nice angle. It's hard to get to where Eagle got to. That's a mash.
Simon. Simon gets the green flag if this ever falls over.
So they're calling it 455 feet from the tee to the bottom left edge of the green, uphill.
Whoa.
So, yeah, Eagle just popped off a 500-foot drive up the hill with some crossing wind and dropped it on a dime. I just don't think many people are going to be challenging that spot.
Mesa.
That's fine. Smart conservative play right there. He can pitch up, get himself a 4 and get out of here. Which I bet you there's no need to challenge the green from where he's at.
Nah. Macbeth.
This man has no chill. He's going to throw this thing all the way up there and try to match that Eagle drive, more than likely in the neighborhood of the Calvin. There it is. A little straighter, perhaps.
That giant McGallery making their way down 18's fairway. And this would be for just the 8th birdie of the day. McMahon.
Are they calling this circle 1?
They
circle
are,
2?
circle 1.
All right, Eagle McMahon. Thought he burned that over a bit and dried up a bit short, but inside circle 1 here to close out the round. No, left it short. Tailwind putt, left it short and low into the cage. Just not accustomed to seeing that from Eagle McMahon.
No. He will stay at 4 down on the day. Still a great day.
Absolutely.
Firmly in the mix, just 2 off of Paul's pace. 16 with Dickerson, the layup play.
Yeah, smart. Smart golfing and fantastic place to land. Another chip shot like that for Chris Dickerson should net him a birdie.
16 playing as the easiest hole on the course today. Full 2/3 stroke under par.
Not surprised.
On 16, we'll find Kyle Klein attacking the green.
Get a A little straight out of it. Oh, that's going to be
is
perfect, Ian. I have a feeling it's
nice.
going to be real nice. Nice little skip through. There we go. Circle 2 putt for Kyle Klein.
There we go. Kyle Klein. What a shot. Kyle sitting even right now. Should be back under par after 16 concludes. Ahead on 18, Mesa throwing 2. He is attacking this green.
I think he was attacking the fairway. He wasn't going for the basket, but he was attacking the landing zone up there.
Right.
And got away with one, man. Looked like he caught a little tree and dropped him down right on time.
That was starting to leak left. Let's learn some more about Freddie Mesa. Moved to the U.S. in 1999 with a mom and the bros, and just sold. He pulled a Caroline Henderson, sold the house, and going on the road. Nate, you know Freddie, fellow Texan. What do you know about Mr. Mesa?
Yeah, I know that he is a hard worker. He's been working to support his family since his high school years, and yeah, he just sold his entire life savings in his home to commit to disc golf full time. So, pretty special story. Moving to the U.S. from Mexico in '99.
Wow, that's incredible stuff from Freddie, man. What is Paul doing right there, Philo?
I have no idea, man. You would think Macbeth would know better. Earned himself a 2 did he have a 3-stroke lead?
It was a 2-stroke lead.
It was a 2-stroke lead,
Yeah.
right? And you just don't really think that he would make a decision like that, have the quality of shots that he had in the last 2 holes.
Heimberg.
Don't go B. There we go. Green flag.
So Calvin should get into the house with a par. One more look at this Macbeth shot. Did something happen, Philo? You seen anything? Just
looked pretty good. Looked like he had good contact with the ground. Just didn't turn it over enough, man. I think the disc just got stable faster than he was anticipating. I saw the play that he was going for, and he got the disc in the right airspace, but didn't give it the right shape. That definitely had the speed and the height to glide up towards the basket, but a little shy on the angle.
Simon.
He's not making that mistake. Caught some tree, but knocked him down. Green flag for Simon.
Yeah. Let's check out Philo's keys for closing, brought to you by blackinkdisc.com, the premium disc golf store.
Yeah, don't blow it, man. I mean, we're watching it happen right in front of us. And it's kind of making, I'm perplexed, man. Paul Macbeth hasn't been doing the come from behind victory thing as much as he used to. I'm not trying to knock him. It's just the field is stronger, and when guys get up there, they're just not cowering to seeing Paul Macbeth's name a couple cards back anymore. This is one of those weekends where you like to see him get up there and stay there, not have to keep scratching and clawing for it. I just don't think it's going to happen too much for Paul.
So he will hit in a bogey and slide back into the tie for first.
Yeah, obviously you got to take your medicine on 17. That's one of those holes you can't really force the issue on.
Back to 16, Dickerson, his second.
There we go. No problem for Chris Dickerson. Bounced off the koozie, tap in birdie.
Ahead on 18. Heimberg to finish with a birdie.
Solid effort there from Calvin, just missing on the high right side.
Not off by much from range.
Not at all. Inches.
Yeah.
Scaring the basket.
Freddie. It's a long birdie look.
This would be huge for Fred. Like that. Sat down there. Should be a little tap-in par, but solid round for Fred.
He's in your top 10 with a
stellar.
A clean 3 down.
Stellar. Good for him.
There's a stacked field. There's hardly anybody missing if there is.
Fred's been around a long time, man. He's definitely earned his stripes out there and earned this moment.
That was Simon pitching out. Yeah, looks like Freddie's didn't get too far. Clean 3 down, playing with 3 of the biggest names in disc golf. Commendable.
Absolutely. I'm sure that's got to boost up the confidence right there, especially with the big life changes he's just, gone through and said, you know what, I'm going to do this disc golf thing full time, and showing himself he can hang with the big boys.
We got a 4-way tie at the top heading into day 2. And 4 just one back? Oh, this is great.
Good old-fashioned Texas shootout, huh?
Sign me up, sir. There it is. That's the scores update. Simon with his low PDGA jumps into the tie lead, if you will.
There you go. Love that lead card for tomorrow. All things stay the same.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Eagle bid for Klein. That's a birdie layup.
Want no part of that.
Yep. If you want to watch Eagle bids all year long, subscribe to the Disc Golf Network almost every weekend. And a lot of the weekdays, too. There's disc golf action coming your way.
Lots of disc golfing happening.
17 with Chris Dickerson. Did make the birdie on the last. Was that, how many rows was that? 5? 5.
Just shy of the 6-pack. Opportunity here if he can get in position on 17. Ooh, that didn't look so good.
Klein.
Hard to tell. Looked like it caught some of the cabbage and knocked him straight down.
Yeah. So making their way from 18's green to the clubhouse. Back on 17. Kyle Klein. Throwing 2.
Fantastic progression. And to stay in the middle.
That was perfect. From
Beautiful.
there, you can't do better.
Nope. Pinched off on the right side. Chris Dickerson trying to find some crevice to make some magic happen.
He's a master scrambler, though.
He is. That was one of the first things I recognized about Chris Dickerson the first time I saw him. I think it was over at Hornet's Nest, rather.
Oh, okay.
Charlotte. This guy was getting out of jail from everywhere. I'm asking, like, who is this guy?
Really?
They're like, you don't know Chris? I'm like, I have never seen this man in my life, but he's got some serious game.
I still remember that thumber roller he threw last year at Idlewild. Craziest shots I've seen in a while. Going up and over.
All right, solid progression, middle of the fairway.
Uh-huh.
Over there next to Kyle Klein, a little shy of that, but from where he was at, that's phenomenal recovery. Get back into the fairway, should make par relatively routine from there.
See what Nico's dreaming up for his second.
Yeah, 3 more feet to the left and he'd be loving life. Right about there, and he'd be like, yeah, I like that.
Nico can throw it right about Meow. There we go. In the clubhouse, one of your co-leaders, Paul Macbeth, sending it on down.
All right, check in with Paul Macbeth. Paul, 5 under opening round here in Austin. Just thoughts on the round?
I didn't putt as well as I should have, but it's hard to get into a rhythm out here. You know, it's cold, windy, and yeah, that's kind of where it's sitting at right now.
I mean, back to back over 60 footers coming down the stretch. I mean, a solid stretch of blue on the back nine. What was working in that area?
It just kind of, you know, I was throwing the disc well, just not getting in positions. But I just had to tell myself, you know, I'm not a big fan of this course. So just like we all have to play it, just gotta get through it. Just 2 more rounds now, but I guess I put myself in a good position as far as what you're saying scores are.
17 and 18, the finish. You know, break down those holes.
Terrible holes. Terrible holes. You know, I probably had the best drive that anyone had all day on that hole and just absolutely nothing. I mean, I'm sitting there trying to jump putt a driver, just get to the gap. I could have given a better bid on the putt, and that's kind of what led to the bogey, but I mean, I throw a drive like that and I get absolutely nothing. So I'm probably just going to jump putt off the tee tomorrow and go a different route. And 18, I don't know. I don't think it's a great finishing hole. You know, they got this whole property, but you know, only 2 more rounds of it.
All right, conditions looking to improve tomorrow. Does that affect the game plan at all?
Today was the first day I feel like I played with this wind direction, so it I went heavy on forehands, and in practice I wasn't throwing many at all. So I was able to switch it up today, and I think that really helped to score. But I'm not sure, you know, what to expect tomorrow.
All right, that's Paul Macbeth, tied for the lead here in Austin.
Out of the conversation.
The man is entitled to his opinion.
Absolutely.
Job done there from Nico to get onto the green. We'll tap in.
So that should work. Pretty up and down. Kyle Klein, his 3rd. See that circle 2 whisker in front of him there. Asking for the swing. It comes a little late.
That ain't too bad. Just off the bullseye marker there. Didn't run all the way out there into that spot Macbeth had to putt from.
Emerson Keith. A look for par. Found that one.
Yeah, he keeps on battling through, man.
He does. That kept Emerson at 3 over and a tie for 68th currently. Nico De Castro. For par, this would keep him an even. Nice make from Nico.
Yeah, job done. Kept that in rhythm and pace and time, nice and smooth.
Klein, see if he can straddle to a clean look. Yes, he can.
problem there for Kyle Klein.
In the clubhouse, we have everybody's favorite German, Simon Lizotte. All you, sir.
All right, checking in with Simon Lizotte. Simon, seemed like the classic tale of 2 9s.
Yeah.
Let's start with the front.
Yeah, I had a great start to the tournament. I freaking parked hole 1 like 2 feet. Warming up and in practice, I was like, no one's birdieing hole 1, so that was a nice little start. And other than that, hole 3, my bogey was unnecessary. My putt an inch higher, I take a birdie. So it's golf, you know, little inches here and there change the story pretty big. And then my Mando missed drive. So confusing in my head because I was throwing so well. I was feeling confident. And then I throw that shank. It was crazy. And couldn't even get up and down to save the bogey. So it's just the Lizotte style. Play well and to get a double bogey out of nowhere.
All right, shifting to the back 9. Strong finish. It's like 6 out of 7 coming down the stretch. What was clicking on the backside?
Yeah, I made some really cool putts. I think I had 4 birdies in a row at some point on the back 9. And it was just kind of fun and cruising. The wind calmed down slightly. We got some nice sunny weather, so that always helps, of course. And it was just really fun because so many people came out to watch, and yeah, being in Austin is just great.
Was it your standard 1 practice round before you play the tournament?
It was going to be, but then my flight landed early and I was able to squeeze a round in on Wednesday. Yeah, that's right. And then yesterday the weather was almost terrible, but then I squeezed another round in, so 2 practice rounds, over prepared, I'd say.
So you show up in today and it's windy. Does the practice go out the window and more adjusting on the fly?
Well, the thing was the wind was exact opposite of both practice rounds I played, so I mean, at that point, you're just guessing a bit.
Tomorrow on the lead card with Paul Macbeth, Bino Makala, and Gannon Burr.
Is that set?
Solid
wow.
Solid grouping. Adjustments for tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm happy to play with Vino, fellow European, and back on the lead card. I did the same thing in Vegas after round 1, and then I just trickled down the leaderboard and the round 2, 3, and 4. So my goal this week is to not do that again and kind of solidify myself on top.
All right, that's Simon Lizotte out to a strong start here in Austin.
Strong-ish.
Thank you, Simon and Hayden. Always love an interview with Simon.
Strong-ish.
Strong-ish. I was about to give him credit for talking up his game a little bit, you know? And then he threw in the ish. That's a safe drive out of Nico on 18. Keith. Where's that going?
Oh boy, hopefully gonna get a green flag. He should do.
Huh.
Just shy of the ball golfing green, but I think the angle is not going to be the most preferred.
Gonna have to kind of lay up to that choke point.
Or just try to chuck it into the middle of the second island, you know.
Uh-huh.
It does have solid sidearm game.
I was gonna say we did see someone take that route on the FPO side this morning. Kind of going around the backside and punching in. Kyle Klein's drive is solid.
Oh yeah. Very nice.
Let's fly this 18. This hole ruined a lot of rounds today.
It certainly has, and you heard Paul Macbeth's comments about hole 18. In his opinion, not the best finishing hole in disc golf, and you can take a look at this map of the hole here and playing uphill off the tee, at least a good 20 feet, 25 feet up the grade. You see that number at the bottom of the green, 455 feet, and you add the uphill elevation and some crosswind to the mix, and that definitely makes for a difficult tee shot if you want to get into position to have the best angle into the green. Obviously, there are more than one ways to get things done, but you see where Emerson Keith's drive landed to the right of that bunker, just shy of the green. It really does pinch things off. There's not a lot of angles. Obviously, you can see where that OB line comes across and starts making its way up the right side of this cart path, and how tight that OB is up on the right side, and even up tighter to the basket. It seems like it's just 5 or 6 paces off from out of bounds, and anything could make the disc go that direction. A little bad, you know, skip and roll, maybe catch some chunky and some dirt, and next thing you know, you're catching an edge and Not many guys have had an easy time tackling hole 18 today. It's just been a really tough get all around.
7 birdies.
That's not many. That means 111 guys have struggled or something, right?
And 10 people have gotten 3 triple bogey or worse.
Yeah. Yeah, that drive was
16 doubles,
yeah,
47 bogeys. Oof. Averaging .93 over par.
Ouch.
The fairway with LeCastro, his second.
I mean, it makes you wonder how much of that is self-inflicted and how much of that is just bad luck, or, you know, there's got to be.
I mean, think about the shots we've watched, right?
Right.
I feel like most of those could have been prevented with.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
That's the same thing I'm thinking, is that people are trying to do too much, you know? Like, you know the hole's tough, so why are you trying to, like, go for these little tiny skinny landing zones? You get out of position, you get yourself into the next place that's going to give you the safest play to make your par. You don't got to birdie them all, especially not one that's going to has such a swing, and it's either you're going to get a par, most likely, a birdie, or you could end up with a triple, quadruple bogey if you're not paying attention. You know, if you get a little loose, really derail your tournament.
Man, look what happened to Thomas Gilbert on this one, right?
Exactly. It just derails your tournament. At least a chance to win. You know, you're really setting yourself
hurts.
back. You don't want to do that. You know, you earned yourself into position. You get to hole 18, and you're out of position off the tee. Like, you got to be thinking par.
Yeah, that dropped Thomas from a share of the lead all the way down to a tie for 9th.
Not the worst drop, but it's a big difference.
Yeah.
If you want to win,
Yeah.
If you care about things like that, it's a big difference.
LeCastro's shot underway.
Going to the overstable flexor. It should be really nice for Nico. Indeed it is, just off the bullseye.
LeCastro.
Huge play to get it into the house.
I did something good.
Not many have done that.
No, that should get Nico under par on the day.
Wow.
He is even currently.
Grinding his way through this round, hasn't he?
Yeah.
That's what he does.
Classic Nico shot.
Absolutely. Force over flex, over stable. Let that thing hit it and quit it on the way in. Beautiful.
You could flash the Sunseed one more time. It would be correct. Dickerson.
There you go. Smart play.
Not trying to bite off too much.
Exactly. Landed for the biggest part of that second little sliver of grass up there, and maybe a long look at a birdie 3.
Klein.
Gonna wave over to Emerson Keith, defer.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
They're
I'm just looking
pointing
at
at
my
each
shot.
other now.
It's a Spider-Man meme. You're out. No, you're out.
Oh, good thing we got 2 cameramen, or that guy'd be really upset right now, wouldn't he?
I've been there, man. Oh, the worst.
You're killing me, Larry.
All right, Klein's second now. Oh, that looks OB.
Mo's asking, where's that from? You're killing me, Larry. You know the sit and sleep guys. You're a SoCal guy. They play those commercials all the time.
Nah.
It's like, are your mattresses free commercial? Anyway, I'm sorry. These things get stuck in my brain.
I feel you.
I cannot escape it, man.
I grew up in the Northwest, so I must have missed those.
You know how those regional commercials are. It's like Menards, you know.
Because you watch them all the time.
Yeah, they're always on, and they just get stuck in your head.
Keith, his second.
See, even Mo knows. Save big money at Menards.
Whoa. If this finds inbounds, I will be so impressed.
Red flag all the way.
Okay.
That would have been an amazing shot from Emerson Keith to get that high up and to make that thing hook back to the right.
We have caught up with Vino Mekela. He's in the clubhouse. All yours, sir.
With Vino Makala, Vino, 5 under par, the hottest round this course has seen. How'd you do it?
It was solid playing all the way. struggled with the first shot of the day. That was like the only like big mistake what I made during the round. But otherwise, I kept my game plan and played pretty well.
You know, with the wind, are you adjusting on the fly with your game plan, or are you sticking to what you practiced?
So I'm sticking with my game plan what I practice, because I'm just trying to go with every single hole as possible, as overstable disc I got, and make it like just playing safe, because here it's all about the placement shot and placement golf. So yeah, so kept my game plan. That was good today.
The eagle on 16, probably one of the few in the field. Break down that hole. What was the drive like? And where was the
yeah,
putt?
I just tried to go like so big anhyzer, just trying to get the save. And maybe if it's like a coming back, then maybe I'm having a look, and it ended up like 30 feet from the basket. So then I made it, and it was a pretty good eagle.
All right, the conditions get better tomorrow, less wind. What does this course look like for the entire MPO field?
It's gonna be, there's gonna be more hot scores, like better scores than today. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting tomorrow.
All right, how you feel overall? Solid start.
Yeah, feeling good, feeling confident, and just kept going to keep my game plan for tomorrow.
All right, we'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, see ya. Thanks, man.
Hayden, thank you for that. As we watch Keith throw 4, gets the green flag, shoots the gap.
That was impressive, man.
Mm-hmm.
Skinny gap. That was a tiny
little mail slot.
Exactly. Keep stealing my words, man. Do I even need to be here?
Definitely.
Do both jobs?
Definitely. Nobody wants to listen to me that much. Chris Dickerson donning the shades for the final putt. After a tough start, he could get 6 of the last 7 and finish 1 off the lead.
That's a Chris Dickerson move for you, man.
Yeah.
The robot chicken, that dude has no quit in him.
You know, worst case, he's just 2 back.
That's still a heck of a recovery after that start. Gave it a bid, dries up short on the left side. Tap in par coming up for Chris Dickerson. Solid round.
Kyle Klein. This is not for birdie for Kyle.
He liked none of that.
Yeah. Nico LaCastro, this is for birdie to get to under on the day. This will be just the 8th birdie from the field.
Solid. All the way around there on the last hole for Nico LaCastro. Perfect drive, even better approach and routine. That'll put a smile on your face. A little tap-in putt to grab a birdie. One of the few on the days.
And just 4 off the lead after all that, you know?
Momentum coming into round 2.
Dickerson. Dickerson in for par. Just 2 off the leaders heading into day 2. Kyle Klein. A bogey finish drops him back to even. And Keith putting in a big number as well.
He tried to fight it off.
Yeah.
Caught him on the last.
What a day in Austin, Philo.
Certainly was entertaining, man. The numbers are flying all across the board. No one has taken the reins of this tournament yet. It is still anyone's game. So many guys, so many strong golfers right up there on top of your leaderboard, and a bunch more that you don't see in that top 10, top 15, top 20.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of strong names, and any of those guys, as we've been seeing in recent years, can pop off at any moment and be on top of that leaderboard and potentially get the victory. You know, there's a lot of good golfers that are coming up these days, and we're seeing them. I mean, look what happened last week in Waco. Coming back from Chase Card, we got the young guy from Michigan showing us how to get it done. I'm excited for moving day. There's a lot of names to keep an eye on tomorrow, so I'm not going to get excited for anybody just yet. I'm going to sit back and watch like the rest of you guys. We're going to bring it on back tomorrow.
It's going to be hectic, man. I cannot wait.
Got to imagine the scores are going to go lower with the winds dropping.
I bet we'll see a 9 or 8 or 9 or something
At
like
least.
that. Yeah. We'll take one more quick break. When we come back, we'll have the OTB after show. Catch you there.
Check out the whole lineup at clashdisc.com.
What people are going to notice when they pick up the Supreme Series is superior grip, superior durability.
The plastic feels great, and it's going to be something you're always going to want to reach for.
The J is our latest mid-range disc. Okay, where the Mako 3 has got a little bit of instability and the Rock's got a little bit more overstability, the J's right between, and you can throw it backhand, you can throw it sidearm, it's good in the wind.
What makes the Halal Guys so deliciously different? You might have heard of our famously long cart lines in NYC fans happily stand in. Today, with over 100 plus restaurants across the globe, we are your place to experience authentic American halal. Enjoy our delicious falafel, Euro sandwich, platters, and sides topped with our famously flavorful white and hot sauces. Order online today and taste how we make different so delicious. The Halal Guys, bringing something deliciously different to the table.
Why disc golf? It's the people. It's fun.
It's the lucky shots.
It's the feeling.
So come out.
Grab a disc.
Or two.
And let it fly with Lone Star Disc.
This looks perfect. Off the basket. Now it's rolling. It's headed for the OB. This needs to sit. Oh my goodness. It's safe. Right on the line. She's going to have about a 30-foot putt for the win. Okay, here we go. The putt is up. Boom, it's in. Strong side with authority. What an incredible moment. Yes.
Welcome back to the booth in Austin. Philo, you walked the course.
Yeah.
You watched the course.
Yeah.
You heard Paul talk about the course.
Yeah.
How about you talk about the course?
I think it's a pretty nice mix out there, personally. I mean, if I were out there playing this week, and of course, I mean, everybody's got their own interpretation, but you're asking me, right? So here's what it is, man. If I were out there, I'd be playing this course like Freddie Mason, man. I'd be picking my poison, choosing my spots where I'm going to be aggressive, picking the spots where I'm just laying off and just playing for position, taking my pars and moving on, especially on a day like today when the conditions were so tough. I just felt like there were too many guys forcing the issue out there. And maybe even Paul Macbeth did a little bit too much too. I mean, he kind of beat himself there on 17 and 18. I wouldn't necessarily say that, oh, the course was so bad. He just didn't make the right decisions, didn't execute in crunch time, which is very unusual for him. So I can understand him being a little frustrated right now. But at the end of the day, they're all playing the same course. They all know what to expect. I think it's a pretty fair course over all in all. There's a lot of space out there to work the disc. Yeah, there's a couple tweener holes. There's a couple of shots where like things are a little tight. But that's going to be on pretty much every golf course that these guys come across. There's always going to be a couple of shots that don't suit your eye, and you just got to make the right decision at the right time. And unfortunately for some of these competitors, they did not do that, and they kind of caused their own demise out there today. Yeah, the course is tough. The conditions were tough, but you got to be an intelligent golfer if you're going to survive out here. Find yourself on top of this leaderboard.
Pick your spots, man.
Pick your spots. You got to do that. That's why I said earlier, man, in my Philo's philosophies, man, do your research, do your homework, get your game plan together. You don't want to come out here on a brand new course, first time this thing is in play on the Elite Series, and just kind of make it up as you go. There aren't too many guys that are, I don't believe, are that talented that they can rely on that day after day, round after round. You really want to have a general game plan and try to stick to it as much as possible, mitigate the damage.
Fair. Show them the card, Philo. I want to see.
Come
on,
right.
Man. Show
yeah,
the
the new Brixton cards came out, the Elite Signature Series, Iconics, all the cool things. They had us out there signing them on the course. Pretty stoked.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, that's the signing day. There's only a couple of these, 2 of 2, 2023. These things are awesome. If you guys haven't checked them out, check them out. They're all over the Instagram. Sure, they've got their website up, Brixton Cards.
That's pretty fun, man.
Yeah, man, it's pretty awesome to be included in that.
Dig it. All right, let's OTB it. Shot of the day. Fire it off. Your guess.
My guess is Calvin Heimberg's Tickle Off the Tree. What you got?
I was going to guess one of the Paul putts.
Okay, let's see what they got.
Yeah, it's kind of a different flavor, you know? Yeah, you got it.
Nah.
You got it.
I'm part psychic. Not full psychic, just part psychic. And folks at home, they're not telling us. They ask us to guess before they pop it up there.
Yeah.
Usually we're pretty close because there's always something special that happens every round of disc golf.
That is very true, isn't it? On the Disc Golf Network, we'll catch something incredible.
Calvin Heimberg went from disaster to best thing possible. Almost the best thing possible. He could have dropped that in for the Albatrace, I guess.
Right? I mean, gosh,
it's special. He did outthrow the basket.
Finish long.
Incredible stuff there from Calvin Heimberg. No stranger to the highlight reel moments here on the Disc Golf Network.
Here are your show times for tomorrow. 10 o'clock for the women, 3:30 for the gents. Philo, that was fun.
Yeah, it was, man. We're bringing it on back tomorrow.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Catch you there.
Good night.